And we're rolling. This is episode. Well, hold on.
17.
We need to figure out what episode it is because we don't do
17.
this again
Almost legal.
on the damn podcast.
17. God.
Is it 17?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, go ahead. Just double check because I might be a dick.
You are a dick. We all worried about?
Episode 17.
Yes, I guess it is.
Yes, it is because episode 16 was a Twin Peaks episode.
Kind of, yeah.
Which
It was
we-
like a half of a Twin Peaks episode.
We did half. But yeah, so we're rolling, and this is episode 17 of Indecisive Cinema. My name is Carlos Hernandez,
I'm Jeremy Knight.
and with us is the incomparable John Tensa.
He has a better mic than we do, so
He's got that.
our guest
This
gets the
is-
special treatment.
Yes,
It's very
yeah.
nice, and I do feel like I've stepped up my mic game. I've
Holy
never actually
Look how
talked
big
into a
that
nice
mic
mic
is,
before. The mic-
Holy shit, the quality is so much better.
You got these little nubbins, and you got this
we all have little
1972.
chode
I
tips,
always-
and I've got a nice long mic,
Yeah, that's
nice
just big.
long Rode.
So this is John Tenta.
Hi, I'm John.
We've
Tenta.
mentioned him a couple times on the podcast.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
in
he's a
passing.
big-
I'll be honest, I've never listened to the show. I assume it's all been good things.
This is like
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure.
dick.
a close friend of ours who doesn't listen to the show.
So it is nice to be here, and glad to grace your ears.
your ear holes. So we last week not last week, 2 weeks ago, believe it or not, because the incomparable Jeremy Knight does a lot of film work in between, which is good, and I'm very proud of him. So we didn't do a show
I
last
don't remember
week.
what my reason was last week.
What did you want to tell that story about why you weren't here last week?
I don't remember what it was.
You said you had a big type. Oh, that was for Friday. You had the big producer.
Friday.
I backed out Monday because I had all the kids here.
Ah, boom!
Let's
Just
rewind.
flip the script on him.
So I was the dick last week Monday, and I had a lot of kids in my house. And that's when they went to my car, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So what happened was we couldn't do it last week because I had all the kids.
I feel like we do this every podcast.
Yeah.
We apologize for the fact that we've taken a week
and
off.
then what happened on Friday?
You know what? None of you pricks are listening to this thing. So
They are. They somewhere. There is.
So-
but on
so-
Friday, I said you come over because I worked till 1.
yeah.
And you were working with a big time producer doing those black Tyrone videos, right?
No. I was shooting a music video.
For who?
Helping shoot. I was a focus puller.
For who?
We were shooting on.
You know what I'm
director's
talking
name.
about.
I don't want to get into that.
Oh, for real? I was kidding.
But I worked with a really
was
great
actually-
cinematographer though, and
And I was the subject. It was one of my music videos, so as soon as it should be hitting the shelves
JT
pretty soon.
Collection.
The JT
This is the
Collection.
name of the album.
It's a greatest hits, and he has one new
It's
release.
mostly covers. A lot of original material that I've come up with.
the new song, you mean?
No, they're the covers. The covers are originals of myself. So
So
a lot of really good stuff. Nickelback. I even was able to throw in some Creed.
Creed.
So I'm pretty
We
proud.
almost
Of it.
had to lose it, so I'm really glad I could keep it in there.
I'm pretty proud of it.
So that's why we didn't do a show last week. But the show we did the week before was the part 1 of the David Lynch series. And this week, since we had we have our special guest here,
Which was a
and
surprise. Carlos did
yeah,
not
no, I
this.
didn't know. I knew I was going to surprise Jeremy with Delano, but he surprised me with John.
Dang, Andy surprised me with a badass True Detective poster.
Oh, yes,
That's
that was
just
his
a
birthday
full-size
That's
True
true
Detective
friendship.
season
That's-
2
That's
poster.
coming out of HBO.
I'm gonna
is
put that.
in town.
I'm gonna put that thing in a frame. Is
You're
what's
gonna
gonna
frame
happen.
all? You gotta see them. They're cool.
And
'Cause they don't show that
speaking
up.
of which, the place I'm going to put it is in our new apartment that
Ooh.
we are getting in the city.
Oh, so you guys are joining together.
So we have all kinds of surprises for everyone
Holy
today.
shit, that is a surprise.
We have surprise guests. We have 2 guests, and we never have guests.
Yeah,
So now you
yeah.
get 2 in one episode.
See,
In
you
one.
should
It's
be
a jumbo.
listening.
It's a jumbo
Well, you
episode.
guys might
And I bet you
listen.
John might actually listen to this fucking episode.
I actually might.
He
Just
would-
more or less just
No.
to see how my voice
He's
sounds.
very
Yeah.
narcissistic. He's gonna say, "Let me hear how
Let me just skip to the good stuff and
He's
just
actually
gonna fast forward
being
to
funny
later.
now, which is good too. I'm appreciative. So we didn't do the Twin Peaks Part 2 episode. We're gonna leave that for next week. Me and Jeremy by ourselves.
Well, it's not really Twin Peaks. It's just David Lynch episode.
I'm
2.
sorry. Yeah, episode
But-
2 of David Lynch.
But
I'm
we
sorry.
will certainly discuss Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
for sure.
Twin Peaks and the
Because you
film.
can't
of
talk
David
about
Lynch.
David Lynch without mentioning Twin Peaks.
Great
Jeremy,
film.
didn't you turn 21
I
a
also
few
did.
days ago?
I also did turn
So-
21
did.
last week, and that happened.
And he
I did nothing. But
And now
watch
he has a
my-
cool shirt. Where'd
but
you get
watch,
that shirt?
but watch my. Well, I've had this
I
shirt.
like that shirt. that you got for
I've had this
birthday?
shirt. I like this shirt.
No, I do like that.
Yeah, it looks like
Wow.
the 18 other blue shirts you have in your closet.
It's my wardrobe consists of blue and black.
Plaid.
And the Blackhawks are still doing well. too.
It's just a bunch of plaid.
See,
shirts.
Jeremy's at a high point right now. The Blackhawks are
They're
still there.
slimming. They're slimming.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
like,
and
the,
also
the vertical lines. They're a good they're a good chick.
Exactly. And also, my Blackhawks, my Chicago
Yeah.
Blackhawks,
Mm.
are
Playoffs.
playing Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals
Yeah.
tonight
That's right.
in Chicago.
Chicago.
And we're up
Chicago.
3-2,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
going to be spectacular.
Not even. Is Kanye West a Blackhawks fan? Has he ever been like
I don't know.
verbal about that? I just anytime I hear about Chi-Town, I just think of good old Kanye.
Good old Kanye. I don't
I
think
just-
he's
I
living
just
there
assume.
anymore. I wonder where he lives.
I don't know.
No.
He lives inside
He
Kim
lives in Kim
Kardashian's
Kardashian's
ass.
ass. Yeah, right? That's where I live if I'm married to her.
Would never
She's
leave.
got plenty of room in there, so. So anyway, we have some movie news, and then we also I did see Jurassic
World.
World.
You can see Part 4. Jurassic Park 4. Jurassic Park.
And so we're going to talk about that eventually. But first, we have actually a lot of news other
Lot of
than
news.
our badass apartment complex.
It is badass.
That is on my list of news.
I gotta
And,
see
No, I can't wait.
So give me everything. Or the audience, everything.
everything about what? Everything about what?
About this news that you two idiots are going to move in together and take
We're
over.
moving in with our good buddy Jordan Reeves.
Hey,
And,
Jordan Reeves. All right.
yeah, who's
JR.
John's current roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I saw the news.
So I'll tell you,
That's literally the news. But
Jordan and I, we had narrowed down a really nice apartment in Houston. It was a 2-bedroom, really badass, and it was going to be an upgrade. Later that night, Jeremy, on the eve of Jeremy's 21st birthday, he gives me a call and says, "Hey, I think I'm ready to move out of the old folks' house," and had to recalibrate the apartment we were looking to. And
let's get through.
Jeremy, he proved his worth pretty quickly. Found us a pretty badass
I found
spot.
a better place that's less money and more square footage
Oh, nice.
and nicer. Well, not. I mean, the other place
So
is
is
really
it still
nice.
2 bedrooms or
To be
is it
fair.
3 bedrooms?
It is 3 bedrooms, 3
Oh,
baths,
3
and
baths.
1,700
It's
square
a
foot.
it's a
shit.
2-story 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, sorry,
That is nice,
squeaky
yeah.
chairs, and it's right by the Galleria. It's less than a mile from the Galleria, I think. And we're
It's less than a mile to everything, essentially.
yeah, we're off, right off Westheimer. We're on Bering Street, which is in between Westheimer and is it San Felipe?
San Felipe. Yeah.
So we're right in the heart of the city, and it's a gorgeous place.
If you didn't know
I mean,
any better, you think we made a lot of money. But it's a good illusion. We like to keep up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, you should feel
People are gonna come over and be like, "Dang, these guys are living like
these guys have got a
kings."
lot of money.
He's like,
And then,
no, we're all
and then
house
that's-
poor.
that's absolutely false.
happening. Yeah. No, we're doing okay, but
No, good. I'm
with
glad.
3 people, we're doing well enough to make $650 plus utilities. So
Nice. Good for you guys.
so that's the apartment news.
Yeah.
We will still be doing the podcast. I'll be driving out here.
Why
of course, so-
are you going to tell me?
I-
Oh, here's the
just-
other
just
news.
in- just
The
in case-
podcast's over.
Just in case I get a text from you later today, it's like, so bro, what does this mean? I'm answering that now on the podcast. It's not
No,
gonna
I
change
knew the
anything.
podcast was going to stop. Why would you cancel the podcast? Because
But now you're just gonna have to drive your ass over to my place.
You want to
Oh,
go
yeah.
downtown Galleria?
It's badass.
No, I'm going to
Worth
come
your
see your.
time.
I'm going to see your place, but I mean,
We'll see.
Oh, no.
We'll see
How
about that.
once a month. Once a month, you're gonna have to make the drive.
I will. I promise you. All right,
I
so
don't think he's gonna make. I don't think he's gonna.
You
make
fuck,
that drive.
I've gone downtown.
He's
all
got to
the
make the
time.
drive.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do my DVD. We have so much going on. I had a list of all the DVD purchases I've made. I went to Movie Exchange. I did get some good shit.
Did you? I was gonna go
And
again.
we haven't talked about because when Best Buy was doing the steelbook sale, I bought 12 of those steelbooks. So I have a bunch of that, and then I went to we're already talking about it. I might as well.
They did have some good stuff.
Give me-
Because I am excited about some of these.
Let me see. Let me see what you
I don't buy movies though. That's not me.
That's okay. So all the steelbooks though, I bought. Okay, I have a list, so I'm just gonna go through the
Let's
list.
go through it.
I bought Eraserhead on Criterion. It's a
Oh,
great set.
shit. Oh, that's not the steelbook. You're talking
No,
steelbook.
there's a Steelbook.
Okay, yeah, you got the
Criterion
yeah. You told me
Criterion,
that.
yeah. There's a lot of movies on here, so,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bear with me. Adaptation I got for just on Blu-ray. I love Adaptation.
Yeah. No, I know you
that might be a favorite movie of mine. Maybe not top 10, but definitely if I made a top 50 list, it'd probably be in there.
What is that?
Adaptation.
curious. Yeah, what's that about?
I guess
Is that a
we
good-
should
is
also
that a good
explain
one?
that John.
I'm not a movie guy.
He has inherited all his movie knowledge from me, pretty much, and just watching. He's not a avid moviegoer /
Unfortunately.
watcher.
Unfortunately,
He likes them.
I, like,
That's
I enjoy
that's the
movies. I
extent
like,
of
I like
them.
to be entertained,
So
but buying movies is just it's can't do it.
Yeah, being my friend though, you just I think you absorbed some of
Yeah, the nice
some
thing
of
is-
because you listen to me, bitch,
And the nice thing is now that we moved in, I inherited your collection.
Yeah.
So
Ah, that's right. That's true.
it's
It's
gonna be locked.
We
gonna
signed
be a
we signed a
house
prenup.
communal property.
prenup. Yeah, he gets a third of
I get
my
a third
movie
of his movies,
collection. I'm just
so-
giving it away. My movies are just gonna disappear. It's
Yeah,
gonna
oh
happen.
my God, that'd be
It's probably
fantastic.
more likely.
I'll create a collage for you. This is
Overnight.
all your
Jeremy,
discs.
look what I did for you.
That's right.
No, John. Like I just feel like there's probably less of a chance of me losing them when we're in the apartment though than currently me giving you any movie and not getting it back
I've never
ever.
watched. I think the only movie I've ever watched that I borrowed from you was probably In Bruges.
Yeah,
I think that's.
but I think
that's
you
it.
watched that when you were in Bruges.
I did. I watched it the day I arrived in Bruges.
Like, I don't, but it wasn't one that you didn't bring my
You didn't bring
DVD
back-
with you.
It was on Netflix, but
You
it
were just like,
counted.
I might as well. No, it doesn't.
It's total. I mean, it's basically you got the credit for it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Now that we're in Bruges, I
do
need
get
to
a
watch this
commission?
movie.
Do I get a
Jeremy's been
commission?
Do I get a
recommending.
sweet commish on that at all? No, I doubt it. But anyway, John never gives back the movies or watch. He never watches them either.
They're in pristine condition though. You just got to blow the dust off of them. They don't get ruined or anything like
This is
that.
maybe the coffee stain or something like that. No, that hasn't happened yet. So that's the only reason you've retained your
I
rights
still
to
have
taking anything from
movie
me.
privileges.
Yeah, but I mean,
And then generally what
he
happens
does the
is-
same shit. I haven't seen the Beyond. in
Generally,
about
what
3
happens
months.
is, yeah, right.
Yeah, Dick.
I called on Christmas to find out where my what the fuck. What's it called? Black Christmas was.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have it? He's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I
I
got it. I'm
watched
like, oh,
it
thank
for
God.
6
Where
months.
is it? Somebody
But
stole my
they're
record.
always in the same place though, just like with you. If I don't watch them, then you know. But no, I mean, you like. But generally, what happens is you move, and I help you move, and I steal my
And then
movies
you-
back.
Good for you.
Like Animal Kingdom, I had to steal back from
I'm a
them.
wanderer. I'm a gypsy with cargo shorts and just nothing but a $5 bill
Exactly.
in my cargo
Basically,
pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what
So-
Tara knows about you.
I also got Roadhouse.
Oh,
Roadhouse
yeah,
on
that's
Blu-ray.
Kevin
It's got
Smith
a red
commentary.
case.
Oh, nice.
And then I got Brick on DVD. They don't have that. That
No,
doesn't
no,
exist
it's
on
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
It's
I
a
got
great
that
film.
from Movie Exchange. Some of these I got from Best Buy and Fry's as
Did
well.
you see Brick with me or did that day? Or that wasn't you?
So one Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I did with you.
Yeah,
That's the
you-
first time I ever
yeah,
saw it.
no,
Was at
yeah,
your
the Film Fest.
which film fest was that?
That was first director, first film.
Okay, gotcha. And so
Or
that was
first,
Ryan Johnson's.
first month, first director.
Gotcha. Great movie. Yeah. Burp. And then Before Sunset, which I know you hate, but I
Yeah,
think
no,
is
no, no.
the best. You actually haven't seen Before Sunset. You've only seen the first one.
The first two, yeah. You got on Blu-ray?
No, that one's not on Blu-ray yet. Those don't. The first two are not on Blu-ray. The last one is, and I own the last one on Blu-ray already. That's I think it's an incredible series. Before Sunset is my favorite. I understand your complaints about the first one. I think
Yeah.
Before Sunset, like it kind of trims a lot of that down. And it's a little shorter and it's a little bit more to the point. I think than the first one. It's incredible. I bought the Steelbook of Leon.
Professional, great film.
The Professional, and not The Professionals,
The Professional.
that shitty Western
Luc
movie.
Besson. And Mathilde is the sequel we haven't seen.
It's Natalie Portman in her
I would love to see her do that. I'd pay her money to do it. Oh my god.
at age 12.
At age
No,
12.
now.
Come on.
He
that's-
wrote the
that's-
script.
hey,
He wrote it. He wrote it in
Everybody knows
2000 for a 2004 release. 10 years later, and she said no because her career was blowing up at the time. But now she's doing shit.
She's doing.
She
She got married though, and I think she's pregnant. I
Again?
think. Oh, again. Okay. Is she not?
Well, I saw her commercial for fragrances of some sort.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the
That
only
was
thing
hot.
I think I've seen her.
Yeah,
in.
that was the first thing I seen in a few years.
So I bought that great artwork. So they did this. It's I think it's pop art series is what it's called. It's basically like an art competition where a bunch of people make a bunch of different movie posters or covers to be printed on these steelbooks, and then they release a bunch of them. And
yeah, I saw that. I stole one from Movie Exchange.
but like Best Buy has them all. They're like $9.99 to $12 or something like that.
Yeah,
And some
so-
they vary, but
Online, they were like
Those artworks are pretty sweet. I don't
Yeah, some of
collect
them are
movies,
really.
and
but
the material's really nice. Like it's
Yeah.
like really nice. Like whatever they're.
Carrie was cool. I liked Carrie.
I haven't seen that one.
I saw the Phantasm one. I took the Carrie from Movie Exchange.
Okay, gotcha.
Second one, put it over there.
And then they had Spaceballs, which is actually like that's like a real like that's a
Yeah.
set though.
Yeah.
Like it comes with a metal case and it has like the digital copy and then like DVD DVD, Blu-ray, and then like a bunch of extra features. It seems like a badass set.
Yeah.
For $10, and then the Drive Steelbook as well,
Nice.
which has really
That's the one
great
with all the
artwork.
purple and the
That's
pink.
really the only reason I bought it. That's the only reason I buy any of these. I think I do have a Blu-ray copy of Leon and of Drive already, so
Yeah.
I'm just duplicating. The Fifth Element
Yeah, maybe I can
also
just
has
take one
is a
home, sure.
really
I
cool
love that
artwork.
cover. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that
Yeah, the
cover.
Fifth Element. That element is that steelbook looked cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
great.
really
And like again, like those have this like this material. It's like this. I don't know what kind of paint it is, but it feels like paint, not like
good kind.
like metal. Obviously it's a metal. It's still the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
like type of case, I'm sure, but it just has a different kind of texture to it. I really like it. It just feels like it was printed properly. I don't know. And then
That's my big
Superbad
thing.
as
I
well.
hate
Superbad
I hate
was the other
movies that
one.
aren't printed properly. They got to feel good in the hands.
It's such an important
Exactly.
important part of the thing. Whatever the.
So super bad you got?
It's super.
Superbad has a great, it's kind of it's the same thing, and these are Superbad, Snatch, and Commando.
Commando?
nice.
Yeah.
Is him holding Sally up? Is that
Yeah,
that?
with his
forgot-
weak arm.
I think
With
he's
his-
just
this is
on
my
just
strong
on it with his like giant 10-foot arms that he
that
has.
giant rocket launcher just over his
Yeah, I
shoulder.
think that's what the
slung
cover
over
is,
his
yeah.
shoulder. Yeah.
Remember when I tell you I kill you last, Sully?
Commando is like Face
I know.
Off for me. It's like it's this really great stupid 90s. Was that 90s or 80s?
85.
Was it
Commando.
wow,
Yeah,
really?
85.
Face Off was 90s, so I guess but like it just has that like it's
Face Off was
cheesy
97.
and silly. I know I said 90.
You said 90. Oh, 90.
I said 90s.
90s.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a D.
Duh.
It was
Guys.
9 with a D at the end.
We talked about that. I proved my
90s.
knowledge on the subject last week
That's
when
right.
we talked about
We
Face
talked
Off.
about Face Off,
2
yeah.
weeks ago, whatever. I also bought Dune. I bought it at. They did have the steelbook of it, but it was like $20 at Movie Exchange, like the DVD, and I wanted the
Yeah, I saw
Blu-ray
that.
of it. But they had the Blu-ray for like $6, so I picked that up. Happy Christmas is on
Nice.
DVD. That's Joey Swanberg's latest film. He's working on a new one. I think it might have already come out already, but that's his second latest. If he's already released one, I think.
I'll watch anything with Anna Kendrick.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Just like Pitch Perfect 2.
that's a good movie.
I hate that movie so much. We both suffered through that together. So, yeah.
What did we want to see until Jordan got
We
there?
wanted to see Mad Max.
We were going to see Mad Max.
and then Jordan was like,
And Jordan was like, no.
Oh, no,
'cause it was in
Jordan-
3D.
Jordan-
Mad Max was in 3D.
he didn't look to make sure it wasn't a 3D showing
Exactly.
of it. Is what happened,
Right.
and then
The 3D, they tripped me out. I don't like the 3D.
and then he
movies.
brought his brother, and so I mean his
Yeah.
brother's great. He's super
Yeah,
nice,
brother-
dude, but
yeah.
it means I can't be a dick
He's cool
though
as shit.
because
Yeah.
I don't know him.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
can't be like, no, we're not going to see that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Because I can say that to you and I can say that to Jordan. Because
Yeah,
you know my stance on movies.
Of course.
And having to suffer.
You only like the
through-
shit nobody's seen or
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
But there were like 6 other movies we could fuck it, like
Could
there
have
was
seen that. There was that. What was the horror film that?
Unfriended was out.
Yeah, Unfriended. That's the one that
I would
would've-
see that.
love to see that. That would've
Fast
been
7
awesome.
was out. We could have
Yeah.
seen we already talked about this. We're gonna move on because we already talked about
sorry.
that movie sucks. Pitch Perfect 2
Sorry.
sucks. No, you're good. No, you're totally fine.
No, either. I don't know.
I was a part of that experience, so I was reliving it. I guess.
Absolutely. I also got the Mr. Show. I'm actually. You would let me borrow them. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it was
No,
only
but-
it was only $20, and
it
for
was
the
all
whole
five?
for all is it
David
is it 4 or
Cross
5?
and-
Okay, well all yeah.
The
that's
box
a
set
complete
comes
series.
with the fifth season.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's fucking good, 'cause that's
for $20 though,
surreal.
in good shape too.
It's surreal. You gotta get into it. It's a surrealistic comedy. I mean, it's this stuff, bro.
I've never been a huge. We're going to talk about comedies today.
I know-
Actually,
I
that's
know.
the whole point of this.
I remember
this
I treated
episode,
you
too.
and Angel to that episode where he's
Oh, yeah.
that band that like all hardcore guy, but then they're like gay. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you got a bone. He goes, don't suck it.
Suck it.
But
I forgot about that's excellent. That was so
You
good.
gotta watch it.
I forgot you.
we're going to
Angel.
talk about comedies today. That's what
Forgot
we're
about
doing.
that
That's
guy.
like
Oh,
the
we're laughing a
main
lot.
aspect. I mean, obviously we're talking about Jurassic World, but that's going to take like 5 minutes
Jurassic
because
World.
nobody else has seen it.
Unfortunately.
And
my kids want to see it. I gotta wait till my kids
okay.
go.
Well, we're going to hear my review on it. Is
Yes.
what you're going to hear, and then we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite comedy, or well, not even top 10, just.
It's a
We
top
have
10
a list,
list.
but they're
list.
not in
Yeah.
order, and it's
Yes.
obviously it's
It was thrown together so
we're gonna
quickly.
talk about some
I-
of the favorite ones.
I feel like I'm going to forget some of the really good
That's
ones.
okay, you
So it's
should
going to be a
write it down.
list. It's just a list of
yeah,
movies.
it's just a compilation of random
just some
stuff.
comedies.
Yeah, which is okay. I know what my favorite one is. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I can say that.
And then, so I also bought another season of Buffy. I'm just going to collect them. Every time I go back, I'm going to buy.
That's
It's
my
like
second
$6.
Oh, that's a good
And
deal.
so, like, to get, the whole season on DVD,
Good for you.
I don't, is that even on Blu-ray? I don't
No,
know.
not yet.
But
I'll
I generally
buy it
don't
on
buy
Blu-ray, though. I will
those
buy
kinds
it
of
on
TV shows on Blu-ray unless there's like a Twin Peaks set. Like I will buy
Like
on
that
Blu-ray,
one. Nice.
not because I want to see it in like better resolution or quality or anything, just because it has extra features
Extra
on it.
features, yes.
And then I got Enter the Void, which is a Gaspar
Yeah,
Noé's
yeah,
film.
I
I have
know.
not seen that. I got it
haven't
for
either.
$12 though, and it's one of those Blu-rays that's like $25 because
Yeah,
it's like is it foreign? I don't know.
Yeah, then it was in the foreign film?
I think so. I don't know. Whatever.
It is, it is.
We're just
You'll see, you'll see.
We're making ourselves look ignorant here. And
Oh,
then
shit. IMDb.
I bought the Planet of the Apes collector's set.
No. Which
And-
one?
The one it was $20 and it has
Not the
all
head.
of them. No. It's just the red one.
All right.
The red.
See, I
Just the
would've
one
been
that comes
jealous.
with all
I
of
would have
them.
been jealous. I'm not
No,
jealous.
it's nothing special, but it's just
No,
one
no,
of
no,
those.
no. I want the head. Remember the big monkey head? And he
Yeah.
screw it in there.
See, that won't fit on my shelf though. I don't generally buy those because
I do
like
that.
I don't like.
You're right there.
I want them to like fit in with everything else on my shelf.
So
And
when I had breakfast, I can see that monkey head. So I want
Yeah.
it in that monkey head.
Oh, yeah.
Take that movie goodness out.
And then the Mad Max, the original Mad Max
Oh, did
steelbook,
you? Yeah.
is so great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of the coolest steelbooks I've ever.
Yeah,
I've ever
the
owned.
art on that one is nice. I like that.
Yeah. So that's all the movies I've purchased, and so we are moving.
That's
on.
a Clement. I thought there was gonna be some better ones there.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna.
I already own all the good
I know.
stuff.
I guess that's why. I thought you were gonna like come out with some nice.
I have to, I have to go and find like these, like the only things that I don't own are like the obscure stuff that's out of print,
Out of
and then like
print,
all the
yeah.
criteria or things that are really expensive, like the Criterion stuff.
Yeah.
That
You
I can
got
only get one.
You also have a really impressive comedy collection. I know you like the Billy Madisons and the Happy Gilmores.
Okay, we're gonna argue about this later though. They're giving me garbage for not liking some of the comedies,
I love that.
but we'll talk about that later.
Isn't comedy your least favorite genre of like film?
No, not at all. I love comedies. I
Okay.
just don't like.
You don't like the good ones.
Well, but it's just like horror. It's just like horror, though. It's just like horror. Like it's like I don't like that genre. I like, but I do love a
can't watch-
good comedy. Or
I
love
can't watch
a
a
good
horror.
black
I
comedy.
can't watch a horror. Kara watched The Babadook last night, and
Babadook.
she was saying it would. I would hate it because it's so scary, and I
You
agree.
you would love it.
I'll watch it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's spectacular. He owns it. He actually bought
I
that.
bought
You
it,
bought it?
because of how highly Jeremy talked about
Oh,
it,
yeah,
even
no,
though I don't watch horror movies.
God,
Like,
I know that was your
fucking-
thing.
I
I
hate
know to this day.
And
Yeah.
it's the best Blu-ray little collector's
Little-
Oh,
edition
yeah,
that's
the book
come
is
out
cool.
for recent
Cool.
years.
Yeah, it is cool.
You what? You're 21 or 22?
Come on, man. Don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old I am, man. If I'm scared of something, I'm scared of something. You don't grow into horror movies.
But what I mean by that though is like there's so many bad horror films. It's like
Yeah.
saying that I like horror films. That it's almost like saying like that's not.
That's fair.
It-
I know.
that's
You
what I mean by
like
comedy,
to
too.
laugh. I know.
I like a good movie. So in whatever genre it is, the only one that I would say I wouldn't like that much is musicals. I've never been. It's hard for me to get into musicals.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so
aside from like Rocky Horror, I guess, or even then, is that a
I
stretch?
mean, I'm not a huge.
Really?
I mean, but that's a cult.
You
type.
like the
No,
That's
I
different.
love
You like the
yeah,
culture
I'm
of
into
Rocky
musicals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
fine.
don't. Yeah, like
I mean, my musical list is small. I mean, but I do love a good musical. Little Shop of Horrors.
yeah.
You know, you got like you said, Rocky Horror Picture Show. And those are these that's more like the cooler ones.
It's like, yeah.
I mean,
Dr.
Monty
Horrible.
Python, Meaning
like
of Life.
Chicago or Les Mis.
Meaning of Life. I've loved music.
is
Sacred.
Sacred. Fuck, I haven't seen it in like.
They got the best little horror house in Texas. You know,
Like
you
you
got
have like
West Side Story.
Les Mis in Chicago, right? I mean,
Les
are those?
Mis? No,
Is it
it's
Les
not
Mis?
my bag.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't.
I saw Lisa's daughter's version, which was a sci-fi utopian society version of it, and that was really good. But
Of
other
Les
than that-
Mis?
Yeah, I
Sounds
still haven't seen Les
terrible.
Mis.
Yeah,
though.
sounds awful.
No, believe it or not, I know what you're saying.
love Les Mis.
It was fucking awesome.
Like that might be one that I like though because I love that book and I
Les
do
Mis?
like is it Tom Hooper that directed the most recent Les
Mm-hmm.
Mis movie. I really like him. So I haven't seen that movie yet. That might be one that like I said there's some that I really like, but it's not a genre I'm gonna go like actively seek out.
No, I understand.
And it's certainly not a genre that I've seen all of, even some of the classic stuff. I've seen
Yeah.
West Side Story like once, but I mean again
Yeah,
they're
Puerto
not, but
Rican.
they're not.
Especially for Puerto Ricans.
I like
sometimes.
the fucking Newsies. You ever seen that?
No, I don't laugh. There's a lot
I love-
of people think
I love that
Rhonda
shit.
loves news.
And I looked it up recently on IMDb or like
Christian Bale's
Rotten
in it.
Tomatoes, and apparently it's just garbage. Like, I
But
liked it.
It's okay. I mean, my fiance likes stupid shit like that. That's not my bag.
I like Star Kid when I was a kid too, and that movie's awful. That's a really random film. It's
is.
currently streaming on HBO now.
Is it? Yeah.
And that's the only reason it came back to me. I was like, oh my gosh, that was a real thing.
My mom is Asian. She's been a big ABBA fan, so she loves fucking Mamma Mia, right? Like
Yeah.
I like the
Dancing
music
Queen
from it.
and all that.
That movie's just a horrible movie. I can't sit through it. Man.
Well,
Like the
yeah.
movie, like the one with like Pierce Brosnan.
yeah.
I had
Oh,
other
it's
issues
horrible.
that year because Meryl
Yeah.
Streep got nominated over. I think it was Dragon Tattoo that year.
Oh, that's
And
right.
she won,
That
or
was
maybe
horrible. That was-
maybe that's the wrong year. I could
No,
be
no,
wrong.
no. But I remember that
But
fucking shit.
yeah, big problem with that. So that was just I was just like boycotting that film. So I haven't seen Mamma Mia, so I'm not going to make any statement about it, positive or negative.
That's fair.
Yeah. That was
My
horrible.
mom won't listen, so you won't offend her.
Yeah. Well, she can like it. I haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But I do
No,
hate.
she's
that
a
Meryl
little
Streep got
she's a typical Filipino little Asian lady, so she loves karaoke and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So anything she can sing
Karaoke's
along
good,
to, she loves it. Especially
I
like the
love- I
Frozen
love it so
soundtrack.
much.
So
I love
Frozen-
it, John. It's so good.
I love it so much.
I like that game.
I like that game, Joseph. And then so Ridley Scott released the trailer for his new film, The Martian,
The Martian. I did. I like
which
it.
looks
I
really
like it.
interesting.
Yeah, I
And
like it.
Drew Goddard,
Goddard wrote it, that's right.
Goddard. It's two
Goddard.
D's,
Dude,
though.
say Goddard.
I don't know.
He just took that Marvel fucking Daredevil on Netflix. That was so great.
Yeah, so I mean,
I
he's
sat through all of
working.
it.
He's
Oh.
working now, and which
Yeah,
is great
well,
because
and
he did Cabin
Where'd he
in the
come
Woods.
from? Where'd he come from?
Joss.
Joss Whedon's Buffy. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, I mean, he's working a lot now, which
Yeah,
is great. I
good,
want to
I'm
see
glad, I'm
more.
glad.
So that
Well,
I'm
you
excited
wrote
for this
Cloverfield
film,
too,
even though
right?
I don't know that the film like has a whole lot of. I mean, like you see most of the story in the trailer, like, and then I mean, like, I just don't know where they're gonna go with it. And I'm interested to see that.
Yeah.
But I hope that the trailer doesn't have it. Like, I hope it's like Interstellar, where the trailer is only the first half of the movie, and then there's
Yeah.
just this whole other thing that happens. I don't. But based on the premise, it's kind of like I also saw the trailer for Everest, which looks
haven't.
kind of fine, but you know, but you're just kind of like, what? It's just a survival movie. This one happens to be on
Who's in it?
Mars. That one happens to be on Mount Everest.
Where
You're
is
kind of
it?
like, what? You know, I don't know where they're gonna go. So those movies are hard to judge based on the trailer. Is all I'm
Who's in
saying.
that movie? Who's in Everest?
Oh, everyone. It's like Jake Gyllenhaal. It's the guy from Zero Dark 30. What's his name? He played the guy who tortures people in Zero Dark
Oh,
30.
Saddam or Bin Laden. That guy.
Who directs it?
What? Oh, it's the guy who did Two Guns. Oh. That director. Yeah. Terrible director. Great cast though. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Robin Wright, Keira Knightley, Elizabeth Debicki, Josh. Must have said that name. Wrong.
Everest, Robin
Josh
Wright.
Brolin, Jason Clarke is the guy from Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Sam Worthington, but he
Keira
is a
Knightley.
high-profile actor. Michael Kelly, who's in House of Cards.
Jason
So I like
Clarke.
that cast, but I don't like that
John
genre.
Hawkes. I know. I
I
don't
don't like
either.
that genre.
Michael
Yeah,
Kelly.
John Hawkes though. I'm really excited
I
about
know
John
you love
Hawkes.
John. I
'Cause
like
he needs
John.
to be in more films.
Ever since Dawn, oh come on, what the fuck? From Dusk Till Dawn. That's my first
yeah,
one.
no, John Hawkes. I mean, Deadwood, and I mean he's fantastic. So I mean, it's got such a great cast. But then you hire Baltazar Comaker. I don't know how to pronounce that name. He did Contraband with Mark Wahlberg and Two Guns with Mark Wahlberg.
yeah.
What the fuck?
And yeah, just a horrible.
I watched
just
Mark
mean-
Wahlberg
not
pop
good.
into this
I mean,
movie.
those are like not like awful films,
No,
like you
no.
know that's it, but they're just
Yeah.
like that. They're that genre of like kind of cheap, dirty action films that
Yeah.
just kind of trying to be like I don't know. It's just not. It's like the Training Day kind of genre where
Yeah.
you get all of these films that I mean they're not bad. Like they're better than like
Yeah, but there's nothing
most.
that makes them special.
Yeah,
Really.
exactly.
You
So
know,
that's
you
kinda how I
lump
feel
those
about
all
him.
together into one thing.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, both those films. It's hard to like The Martian. I mean, I would rather see a survival film on Mars than
that'd be
than on Everest. But we'll see. Looks interesting. And then an interesting piece of news. I always forget how to pronounce his name. It's Uwe Boll, though, right? Is that how
Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll.
He's one of the worst filmmakers that's ever existed in the history of.
But it's
ever.
so bad that they're
It
good.
is great though. So he tried to get crowdfunding through Kickstarter and failed, and then just got super angry. He was like, "I'm never doing crowdfunding ever again." It's
For
like-
what? What was he doing?
For his new movie Rampage.
Oh, the next Rampage? I love Rampage.
So he's the director that did what was the video game? It was
Blood Rain.
yeah.
He did.
Is that what it is?
The King, yeah.
The one that was like in like like Chuck E. Cheese's and stuff like that. It was like one of those gun games though that
The only game worth mentioning in the Chuck E. Cheese is that fucking Jurassic Park game where you shoot that T-Rex following you, and when you're on that fucking that's the only game worth
Totally,
mentioning.
that's it. Yeah, he made House of the Dead is what it's
Oh,
called.
that's right.
And terrible.
I don't think that's in Chuck E. Cheese
That-
though. I think those are.
It was. It was a Chuck E.
I think those are just in
I
arcades.
used to-
arcades
Actually.
and, or like Mr. Gaddy's would be the one that would probably have it.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
House of
and
the Dead. Yeah, and then
rated M, and you always go, oh my gosh.
Yeah, shooting zombies.
As a
and
kid,
stuff.
yeah,
Before
he
like
made it.
zombies were a big
Listen,
thing.
listen to me. And this is true. I want you to do it. Don't just say yes to appease me. And I'll tell him because he likes shit.
Oh, man.
I do
You
like
don't even
shit.
listen to me. Postal.
Postal.
His
Yeah,
movie
it's-
Postal. The first 15 minutes of that fucking film, because like I said, I knew it was Yui Ball and I put it on. And it's funny because
Why
I'm sitting
would you
there.
do that, though?
No, because I read the little story about it. I was like, I said, okay, let me check it out.
Never watch a movie based on the
And
story.
and I got, it's like after the first 10 minutes, you forget that's a Yui Ball film. It's so well written, the opening. But then it got really offensive and then the movie
He's
falls
losing
apart.
all credibility.
No, you guys won't even do it. Do it.
gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. Oh, man, I'm gonna
I
go
might watch
my
it for fun though.
Postal
So he
fans.
did one of the worst like medieval franchises I've ever seen, which
In
is
the Name
In
of
the
the
Name of the
King.
King with
Yeah.
Jason Statham.
That's
He
so
did
funny.
all three of those movies. They're all so terrible. I mean, that
Like
was one.
as an artist who's making these movies, and like it's a sad thing when they say you forget it's his work. It's so good. That's a very backhanded compliment.
Absolutely. Oh, he did. Rampage is the one.
Rampage is really good.
I
The
didn't
first one. The second one's
No,
stupid.
stop it.
Oh my fucking god, you guys, bro, you should be into it.
And
He
the
gives me all these
Salt on
movies
Wall
that are,
Street.
some of them are so stupid, but I say, let me watch them. They're good. I'm telling you, Postal because of the opening.
Good is a relative term.
Rampage was very well done in the opening. The second one
doesn't mean it's a good movie.
oh my fucking balls.
Okay, whatever. We're gonna move on from. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here. You can't sit here and defend Uwe Boll.
You were bold. Look at the cover of that Postal. Look at the
Looks
cover.
fucking great. What is that?
See?
Oh my gosh.
That's a great movie.
It doesn't
Is
mean
that-
it's good.
Is that Vern,
I'm not saying it's
Vern
good.
Troyer?
Vern Troyer is
Guy who looks like is that Bin Laden and
That's
like
been
George
Laden and
Bush?
Bush dancing through the meadows.
These are like
And then just a random
asylum
white guy
movies.
with a looks like an M249 just machine gun and an explosion going on. That's nice.
They're the equivalent of asylum films, but like dirty, violent, like over the top action films. Like they're made cheaply and they just
Well,
are
in the
made
name of the king, yeah, those are
yeah,
stupid.
complete. No, they're all stupid.
They're
all his
not
films.
all his
House of the
films.
Dead's terrible. I mean,
House of
he's,
the Dead is horrible.
he is,
Looks
I mean, he is mutually agreed to be one of the
That is
worst
for sure.
directors that is currently working.
Just waving his little hands, these guys.
But anyway, so I can't believe I have to freaking argue about. Uwe
Yes, you
Boll.
do. You got to see the first 15 minutes of Postal.
Anyway, he got angry because his movie didn't get funded on freaking Kickstarter.
Was it
It's
in
like-
the name of the King 4?
No, it was Rampage.
Rampage
The
3.
next Rampage movie. It's like I don't think he realizes nobody likes those films. Like,
Rampage was good.
and so then the last two pieces of
Carlos, you
news.
should have given a few dollars, man.
Well, I didn't
You
even
would
know
have
about
seen
this.
it. You would have seen it come
I don't
down.
go to Kickstarter. Somebody give me fucking money.
I mean, the only thing is, it's like when Tommy Wiseau is going to make something. It's like just
That'll be
let
fun,
him just
great.
let him do it. Like let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Fund him.
But I think Tommy Wiseau though, at least you'll get something that's interestingly bad.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Interesting
whereas Uwe Boll though, those are films that are just. They hurt your eyes, like they're so bad, and they're cheap and terrible and boring. Yeah, I
hurt your
can't do
eyes.
it.
That's a different kind of bad movie.
It's a different kind of bad movie. Yeah, it's not the good kind.
Seed 2. I want to see Seed 2.
So
Seed.
this past 2 weeks, Shia LaBeouf has also gone completely insane.
What's going on with
in a
Shia
matter
LaBeouf?
of 2 weeks? Have you not seen it?
I have not. What's going
Okay,
on?
so he produced the greatest YouTube video
It's phenomenal.
that's ever been released in the internet. I think,
it's
or at least
very
there's a
close.
minute of it that
What
might
the
be my
fuck? Just
favorite.
Stop talking and give it to me.
Just don't even let me know.
Just do it.
Just bring it in. Don't even
Jam
ask.
it in there.
Just
break it
do
off.
it.
What a perfect segue.
Yeah, right?
You haven't
even
even
ask.
seen. You can't laugh at that. You haven't
I'm
seen the
laughing
video.
anyway. Just put it on.
Just put it
I
on.
have to find it.
Just come on, Jeremy.
It's right under God is doing a new thing.
Teasing me. You're teasing me. I want to see this thing
In my
again.
history, I need to find it. Oh, give me a second.
I haven't seen
it's,
it
it's
enough.
buried in.
Oh my
Damn
god.
it. Okay, there it is.
It should be
Shia-
the
right next to
only
Shia LaBeouf
video.
is Illuminati.
It should be the only video on YouTube. They should
Watch
shut
a
all
lot
the
of
other
YouTube.
videos down.
Okay, here we
There's
go.
this is the best part of it. I mean, it's a 28-minute long video.
So it's a 30-minute video.
30 minutes.
I want.
I stand corrected. Sorry.
No,
was
I
off
wasn't
by 2
correcting you. I'm
minutes.
sorry. It doesn't.
Sure.
I was rounding up too. I don't know.
So
So he's just. It's like an artistic
Yeah.
piece. The problem is he did it in front of a green screen, and some people have just taken that.
On the internet.
Yeah,
somebody
he
can put,
rotates
like,
around.
Somebody can stand here and grease and put their cock in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the internet has
They've
exploded.
they've had their way
Because
with it.
I mean, he made it so easy, though. I mean, like he literally. I mean, it's, if he did like a white backdrop, at least it'd be a little more difficult to try and key that out and put him in a like a terrible vine or something like that.
Seen from a distance, almost everything looks beautiful.
Let's
As the
get-
distance increases,
It's almost.
the
I
more
think
it
it's like right around
romanticizes.
there, right? Oh yeah. He's already in his power
Here it
stance.
is. It's like 9 minutes into the video.
you
is
pissed-
the
you missed it.
greatest.
Emerging
You missed it.
Dang,
technology
that's
the
is
end
of that
operating
one?
at
Yeah,
a
because that
nexus of
was
social
right at his
relations.
power stance. There it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right, hang on. Maybe that's too far. Right here. Boom.
Seen from a distance,
Balls.
And we're right back to where we were.
Balls. That's right there.
never come true. Just do it.
Just do it.
Found it.
Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Fucking inspiring.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you
Crap.
can! Just do it!
It's the best part of the video. I actually have to leave now. I've been inspired.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy.
No, he's being,
It's
being
amazing.
shy, man.
I mean,
But I mean, he must have known.
that-
There
it's
must be
that-
some kind of genius behind it.
It's the eagle
They
eye.
know,
It's the
come
eagle
on.
eye, man.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me he ain't do that on purpose for people to make videos behind him on the green screen?
It's the best marketing ploy
It's
of
like
all
the
time,
fucking,
if
it's
that's
like
what it is.
Paul is
but-
dead. That's how genius that is. What are you talking about?
It's great.
I
It's
can't
amazing.
wait.
I'm happy
Nobody,
that it
nobody's
exists.
arguing. Oh, absolutely.
So, and then the Scream MTV series is coming in June 30th. That's the last piece of news.
Good.
As
That's
much as I don't
horrible.
want to move on to
It's
something else.
horrible. The screen. Did you like the new mask that they show?
No, I haven't seen any. I did not know this was a thing. I didn't know
Yeah,
this
the
was
Scream TV show.
Yeah, I had no-
I've
I had
been
no
hooked
idea.
because I love the franchise, but now they've officially made it all bullshit by the
So
mask.
tell,
The mask.
so tell
mask
me what.
that-
Tell me everything that's wrong with this. I have no clue. I
Well,
haven't
first of
looked
all,
up
if you saw that Victoria Jackson,
I didn't. So tell me.
now you make me. Now you're laughing at me. No,
I'm not. No,
basically,
no, I didn't,
it's an MTV TV show with a lot of hot young stars that we don't know of, and the killer is coming after them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's called Scream only in name because they just changed the mask instead of having the Ghostface mask. It's like this kind of like what's his name? Rorschach type mask that changes the face. I mean, there's always the eyes, nose, and mouth, but it changes every time.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It looks nothing like it. Anyway, so I saw that. I was like, this is bullshit. And this guy don't have his name on it. So, anyway, that's the end
That's
of the fucking
awful.
news.
Yeah,
30
that's
minutes
it.
on the motherfucking news. So,
to end on
we
a
should move
terrible
in.
note.
On a terrible note. Did you pause it?
We're gonna move into Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's right. A
because
terrible note,
There's
you
this
said.
little movie about dinosaurs that came out this week
don't
called
hurt me,
Jurassic
bro.
World.
Jurassic World.
I entered the gates last night around midnight.
Gates of Jurassic
So-
Park.
They
Should
reopened
be
the
doing
park.
something with this kid.
Okay, so
Reopened
let's
the
talk
This is a
about
bit. He's doing
let's talk
something.
about this movie a bit. Okay.
gonna get to it.
No, expand.
As I entered into
Keep
the
going.
gates of Jurassic
So as I entered into the gates of Jurassic Park, I realized that
He's reading a script.
I know, right? I'm like,
That's what
hey,
it
you're doing
sounds
really
like.
good.
Yeah.
Good for you. Let me write a
it's
script
good.
next week.
let's talk about this stupid ass film.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, don't get me wrong.
All right, go on, go
Keep
on.
on listening.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Keep on.
I've turned off the podcast at this point. I'm done listening.
All the Chris Pratt fans just shut you off, bro.
So I really like this film actually,
the fuck
but
you
this is
talking
the
about?
dumbest film I've seen all year. So it's a movie that I'm clearly it's part of a franchise. There's things you have to do. I mean, you know, it's got to be a movie about a bunch of people that go to something where dinosaurs come and eat them. You know, that's the premise, right? of any
He just
Jurassic
summed up
Park.
the movie. Go on.
Yes. So
Summer
but then
blockbuster.
they do stupid things like including the fact that it's in the same world as the originals, and that
Okay.
that despite the fact that a bunch
of
of
that
stuff
stuff has
happened.
happened. Yeah.
They opened up this park and they're
Like,
acknowledging,
now it's safe.
it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, but we have the best security ever. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you don't. You don't. Like, come on, guys, this is completely
Did you
ignorant.
see the other three
We
films?
fucked up the first 3 times, but
Like, just make it
We're
its
good
own
now.
thing.
Fourth
Like, you
time
know,
the
like,
charm.
if you
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm okay with, you know,
Yeah,
I'm totally. I like the idea of like this you know,
Yeah.
theme park. I mean, just like the original.
by like rebranding the title, that gives you
The ability to just change it, yeah.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be faithful and be a part of that franchise, but still be in its own world. You know,
Sure.
it doesn't have to be 20 years later or whatever like that. You know, and I do love the director, Colin Trevorrow. He directed Safe Not Guaranteed, which is a little indie film that came out 2 years ago, I
Yeah,
think
2
now,
years ago.
that I
Mark
really
Duplass.
really like with
Yeah, I
Aubrey
believe it.
Plaza, and Jake Johnson, who returns for this film as well. I adore Chris Pratt. I think he's again just one of the best movie stars that you know. I think he should be in every big blockbuster film that comes out from
He
here.
finally said yes to the Raiders. So
Oh, did he? Did
Yeah.
he really? Okay, so but he's a perfect fit
Yeah,
for that.
he
You know,
is
like
in
he's,
Indiana
I mean, he's
Jones.
just,
Yeah.
and like I want him in Star Wars. I want him in everything. Like, you know, if we can get him in every movie, I'm going to be a big fan of it. You know, so because he's such a great presence on screen. But again, so there's you know, you have this stupid concept of like, let's keep it in the same world as the original, and then there's also just horrible product placement in this film, and
Oh, yeah.
they do call attention to it, and it is a funny scene with Jake Johnson. So all of you that say no, they make fun of it, like, I'm getting there, I'm covering that. You know, they do make fun of it, and it
Satire,
is a
Jeremy.
funny scene. He's like, you know, Jake Johnson's like no, we just, I'm not going to spoil it. So, but you know, it's a scene with Jake Johnson. It is really funny.
Just teasing me.
But then they go back to, you know, Mercedes, Samsung, and there's one other one. Beats, of course.
Beats.
You know, everybody
Why not?
has Beats headphones, even though no one likes Beats headphones.
Speaking of which, you have a nice pair of headphones yourself there.
Yeah, I do.
Little-
Because no one uses Beats. They're not Beats.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing Beats right now, guys.
Yeah, they're
'cause
not Beats.
are terrible. I mean, you know, we
What are
could
those,
spend an
like
hour
some-
complaining about what are these headphones I got on, John?
Absolutely. Yeah, those look like some nice Sonys or something. I can't really read the brand.
Nobody's heard of that. What is
Yeah,
that?
it's garbage.
But anyway, so we can bitch about audio all day. But
Sorry, I didn't mean.
he
My life
sells it.
My life is
and
audio. I'm sorry.
I work in an industry that requires it. So Beats are garbage, and they're the most just overly it's so blatant. Pitch Perfect did it too,
Yeah.
and it's painful. It just every time you're like, nobody mixes with Beats. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
They're
It's
not
like,
a reference.
it just,
standard.
it's horrible. Yeah, and so it's always just so distracting when somebody's got a pair of yellow Beats hanging around their neck, and you're like,
Yeah.
and there was a scene where the girlfriend of the one of the main characters, she's only in the first scene, but like they're like hugging because he's about to leave to go to the park, and he's got a pair of orange Beats on, and she's got a pair of yellow ones on. You're like,
So
dude,
cute.
God.
guys,
They
and
can
you know
match.
they're Beats because they it's just, I mean.
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating. Nobody should ever put Beats back in their movie ever again. I just would be a huge fan of that. I mean,
Jurassic Park took care of it.
and then every vehicle in this film is a Mercedes. Every single one,
No
including
more Ford Explorers.
Yeah.
No more
Yeah,
Ford
right.
Escapes or anything.
None of those.
Those are the best.
Mercedes sponsored everyone for that, and then Samsung.
Even the motorcycle?
So like, and you enter the park, and the main like hub area
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of like the road that leads up to it.
Talking about their curved 4K screens.
Well, yeah, there are 4K.
Bullshit, really?
Yeah, no, legitimately.
Oh my gosh.
There's Samsung TVs in this movie.
Fuck.
And then, like, so the name, though, of the building that you go into where, like,
Excellent.
Jake Johnson and all, it's like
Yeah,
a control
it's like
center, but it's also, like, the main museum
Chris
part of it, I think.
Samsung's building or something. I don't
It's
know.
Samsung Innovation Center.
Excellent.
I'm just like, come on. It's ridiculous. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
like, that's the kind of product placement I have a problem with.
I know at Best
There's
Buy,
product placement
yeah.
in every film. Like, very few films, like, because it's a great way to fund a film, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But there's just certain corporate companies that, you know, want
Yeah.
it to be so blatantly obvious, and it's like, guys.
Yeah, that
you
would
know?
explain.
And
If
then
you went
Samsung
into-
phones,
if
you
you
know,
went-
they're all using Samsung, but that's not as distracting though, because it's not, you know, they don't.
They could have
turn it
had. They
towards
could have
the
had
camera.
iPhones with their little Beats. Like that's
Yeah.
actually kind of surprising.
Yeah, I know, it's dumb, and then yeah, it's true. It's a good point. I don't understand it too. That I don't understand like the choices of the brands that have picked it. Whatever. That's a whole thing. But you know, but there's literally a shot of a Mercedes like off-roading, and it's like following just like the logo, and you're just
Like a
what
car commercial.
What is that? No, like legitimately, it looks like running footage. Like
Wow.
it could be straight, and it's just.
Was Matthew
every
McConaughey in
single
the
time.
background driving his Lincoln around?
Right. No, like it literally, like me and my brother went and saw it, and like every time we're just like, wow, just roll your eyes, and it's so distracting.
Was Dairy Queen in the film?
No,
Oh, that's
Dairy
surprising.
Queen.
Dairy Queen.
So let's get to the good stuff. The CGI is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, anytime that a film relies on CGI like this, there's going to be the people on the internet that are like, it looks terrible, and it looks really good.
Because even the
guys.
first Jurassic Park holds up, and there's not as much
Yeah.
CGI in that one. There's a lot of
That's
animatronics and stuff.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will agree with that. That's always the best way to go.
Sure.
And there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, CG allows you to do a lot of really funny things with dinosaurs that occur in this film. Really great death scenes. I'm getting to the great stuff. The stuff that really makes this a fun viewing experience. I totally recommend this film because I just had a blast from start to finish,
Yeah.
even with the stupidity, even with the product placement. Because this movie has a sense of humor and in the violence as well as like in just the general characters and the general comedic tone to it. It's actually more of a serious film than I thought it would be, especially with Chris Pratt. And there are some scenes where he says well, the dinosaurs, all they need to do is eat, sleep, and and it's a funny scene, but it actually feels out of place because of the tone. The tone is a little bit more serious, and that's what's kind of weird about casting Chris Pratt.
Couldn't really figure out which tone they wanted to take.
Yeah, and I see,
Needed to utilize Guardians Chris Pratt while also being serious Chris Pratt.
yeah,
It's kinda weird.
and he works for both, but it's just strange.
Yeah.
They didn't, and this is a director problem. They need it to be terrifying, and I get that. Like it is a hard film to balance that tone because you do want it to be fun, because you don't want it to be this serious, just dry, just scary viewing experience. It can be that and also be fun and exhilarating and just kind of so anyway, it has some tonal issues, but there are some really funny really funny dinosaur kills. One of the first ones involving a security guard is so funny. The movie knows it's funny, and that's fun. That really
When they
elevates this to another
intentionally
level.
do it.
Like that the film is winking at you with violence, and I love that in any movie, but especially in a big budget blockbuster film that kids are gonna go see and go, oh, and I'm gonna go, this is great. And then there's some really good stuff in that. A lot of good death, from dinosaurs. I'm always a huge fan of that. It is. Like the whole main villain's plot, it's the guy from Law and Order, and every time he comes, doom 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 doom. He's good in the movie. It's not the problem. Just his character makes no sense. They're trying to weapon. And this is the plot of the film, so I'm not spoiling it. There's this new theme park, and there's Chris Pratt as a raptor trainer, and. This is part of the stupidity of this film. Like none of this stuff makes any sense. So he's a raptor trainer, and Law and Order SVU guy comes in and says, "We need to weaponize these raptors."
Criminal Intent.
Is it Criminal Intent? Is he not on SVU?
Not SVU.
Okay, they're all.
He's the kingpin now.
It doesn't matter. It's so not important. So somebody's gonna I'm never listening to this podcast.
It is good
again.
that Carlos caught that though. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna I'm never
Keep it
listening.
real here, bro.
Absolutely.
Keep it real, man.
Even though we're wrong a lot.
I know, right?
So he comes in, he's like, we need to weaponize these raptors, and for military purpose. You're just
my
like,
God.
because they could be trained, and it's just like, no, what are you doing? And then this big, obviously they have this dinosaur that they've created that is a big bad dinosaur, and it escapes, and that's the premise of the film. So let's weaponize these raptors to go find it, and it's just it's so stupid, but it does lead to some really fun stupidity, and that's this is the biggest, dumbest, most fun movie I've seen all year, and that's a huge. I mean, at least it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Everybody's good in it. Colin Trevorrow needs to keep making movies because I think he's a really, really talented director. And
How about Bryce Howard? Good.
Everybody's good in it. I think everybody's good. Yeah.
How are the Raptors?
How the Raptors?
The Raptors are cool.
Good.
All right, good
Raptors are
deal,
cool.
good deal.
Yeah, I mean, but
I was
like I
curious.
said, there's some really cool technology in it, and there's some really funny stuff with like there's this glass ball, and like one of the dinosaurs trying to bite it, and it can't get its mouth around it, and it's just kind of it's very funny, and I found myself enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, just because.
I wonder how much they paid each dinosaur to be a part of the movie?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I'm just curious.
There's a lot of them though.
One
So it's
person.
probably that's
One
why this.
person each.
One person.
Yeah, one is
They
feed
fit.
'em.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah, so this is a stupid ass film, but you should go see it. It's fun.
All right.
And that's my verdict. And then we kind of talked about Listen Up, Philip is the only other movie I saw other than the David Lynch stuff, but we're going to talk about that next week. I'm not going to cover Listen Up, Philip. We're going to move on to our comedies because it's.
Although I did watch about 3 minutes of it. Jeremy showed us a clip at the very intro.
Very long.
and
But you
it
have to
was-
see. You have to
I'm
see
hooked.
the wheelchair thing,
I'm
though.
hooked.
That's why.
I need
like
to
I
watch
think, like that's really funny. So, anyway, you should go see the Listen Up, or you should watch Listen Up, Philip on Amazon. It's a funny little independent, dark comedy about a
Give me
writer
your
that's an
password.
asshole.
I'm gonna get it.
Just give me your password. Let me have your email and password.
Give me your password.
No, I'm not sharing any of my accounts ever, except for I guess you have my HBO. I think.
I use
now.
Jordan's now. Yeah, HBO
Good.
now. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have HBO now. We have HBO Go
Okay.
because we still have stupid Uverse.
So I'm gonna call him now.
Okay, do it. We're
do
about to
it.
talk about our top 10 comedies, and we're going to bring on Delano
Delano
Dunn
Dunn.
if he answers his phone. If he
Yeah,
doesn't,
no, yeah, he's ready. He's
and you
ready.
just need to put it on speaker. Put it right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on speaker. I'm gonna put it right.
And this is
right
going to
here.
sound so ghetto, and we're going to have
So
four
ghetto.
people talking at once. Oh.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Hey man,
What's up, brother, man? How you doing?
I'm good. It's okay if I talk on speakerphone or anything, right?
Yeah. Is it okay? You talk to the speaker. I'm gonna keep it up like this. So for everybody who just joined the show, Delano Dunn, who is the incomparable Delano Dunn, who was also the namesake of the Dunn and Dunn Show, the big hit NPR show back in New York, is here to chime in on his top 10 comedies, or at least criticize the ones that we choose.
I think it'll be more like criticized. I might have one or two to mention, but that'll be in place of bad decisions by you.
All right, so he's ready to go. So let's see. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this?
Well, we all have 4 lists.
Yeah. Well,
We all have a list. There's 4 of us.
3.5 list. Yeah. So I have a list. John has a list.
a
I
little
think
list
that he
prepared.
faked it.
Just a
And you
little
got one. So who goes first?
Carlos.
I'll
goes
go first. I always
Carlos
go
goes
first.
first. Good call.
Well, because I'm the historian of the group.
Yeah,
So here we go. Since we're not going in any type of order, I'll go in chronological order. My first film that I would pick would be Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times.
Shit, so I haven't seen that.
That's the film school answer to this
yeah,
question.
absolutely.
That's number one, or that's like number two?
No. This is just we're not doing it in actual order because no one else is. So I'm going chronological.
Oh, okay, sure. All
Yeah,
right.
Carlos is screwing this all up.
No, you said you were going in the right order, so I'm going to go chronological. So I picked Modern Times. Modern Times is one of the greatest comedies ever made. Charlie Chaplin's masterpiece. The roller skating scene inside the department store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
It's one of my favorite scenes, the way it was set up, is pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Especially at that time. It was a really excellent piece.
That's right. See, 1936. The whole the gags when he's building his little shack by the water, so they have a little pool. This is a great film. It actually answers what comedy is and how it defined comedy. Where after that you had Laurel Hardy and Abbott and Costello.
Would you say of Charlie Chaplin's pieces, this is his best
This is his funniest.
or your favorite? Okay.
I think his best is the Great Dictator.
Okay.
That's a typical answer.
Oh, fuck you with your film school shit. All right, so you go next. What's your pick?
I'm gonna pick. This is again in no order. I'm gonna pick Clerks. I love Clerks.
Yes, it's a great film.
It's great.
Oh.
I like.
What order?
He said Clerks.
And that's number what?
No, it's not a number.
We're not going in order.
Yeah. I can give you my number
All right,
one.
well,
You'll probably like
Clerks
my
should be
number
on the
one.
Say it again.
Clerks should not be on the list.
Why not?
It's the only Kevin Smith
It's
film
a
I like.
funny
To be
movie,
fair,
but
though.
it's not one of the 10 funniest movies ever made.
Well, that's not the list that we're talking about, though. To be fair.
To be fair to Jeremy,
We're talking about your favorite, like the favorite 10, even like even the ones that aren't necessarily the best, like they could be terrible movies even, but like the ones that you would watch if they show up on TV, like your top 10 go-to movies, like, or if you're going to a friend's house, what would you bring? Just the one that you've seen the most really is kind of what we're doing. We're doing favorites, not best necessarily. So, I mean, if it happens to be one of the best films of all time, also that's fantastic.
As I followed the directions.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no rules on this list, but I like Clerks. That's the only Kevin Smith film that I really
love both.
would say I'd like. I mean, I like Mallrats a little bit, even though it's kind of stupid at times, but I do enjoy Clerks. Clerks 1, I'm not a fan of Clerks 2 that much.
I love Clerks.
Yeah.
John?
Go, John.
I feel intimidated being the non-movie guy. This is kind of more of a generalization because I couldn't pick just one, but I'd say like any of the major Judd Apatow films.
So,
like
4-Year-Old Virgin.
4-Year-Old Virgin, super bad from time to time if you're in the right mood. Knocked Up. Because it's just kind of the subtle way that he does comedy
He didn't direct
that I
Superbad,
really
but
enjoy.
Yes, he did produce it.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking
I'm not
about
gonna hold you to that
about buddy films, ones that you can just watch at any time. If I see that on TV, that's one of the ones I'll be watching
Nothing
for sure.
wrong with that. I'm going to give you that one.
Well, I have 40-Year-Old
All right.
Virgin on my list, so I'm
one for one.
Out of the way
All right.
now. I love 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think it's very funny.
I do really like 4-Year-Old Virgin
Yeah,
as
and
well. Yes.
And I loved his comic book action figure thingy. That was kind of cool too. So Delano, what's on your list?
For me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay. So just any.
Carlos
Alright,
apparently
I'll
didn't
say-
inform him.
I'll just start out with number one. I'll say this is the best comedy ever made, and that's Blazing Saddles.
He
Okay.
did. He's good. Blazing Saddles is one of the greatest films of all time, and also a very funny film. Written by Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks. Cleavon Little, very funny person. What's your funniest scene?
Oh man, I don't think I've got one in particular. I don't think there's one scene in particular that stands out. I mean, on any given day, I can think about a particular sequence in that movie and just like lose it. So maybe when Hedley Lamar like peeks in when she's seducing him and he tries to cop a feel right before he goes out the door, like that's a hysterical moment. The film itself is just gold, you know.
Just overall,
What do you think about Blazing Saddles?
I like it. I don't love it, but that's just it's.
How about you? Have you
I'm
seen
not
Blazing
gonna-
Saddles?
I have seen Blazing
What
Saddles.
do you think of Blazing Saddles?
I enjoyed it.
Well, see, it's good because
Yeah.
everyone in this room has seen Blazing Saddles. I love it. I agree with him. I think it's one of the greatest comedies of the '70s, no doubt. And Richard Pryor is one of his greatest scripts. So that's it. You're gonna say you're number one, and then just criticize everything else.
No, I've got some. I'll like chime in and
All right.
just ones that
All right.
like. But I will be doing some criticizing.
Yes, yeah. You don't have to tell me that. So my next one chronologically would be Doctor Strangelove, or How I Love to
I'll agree with
Stop
you there.
Worrying and Love the Bomb. One of my favorite films of all time. Great dark comedy. I stole so many lines from that movie. Buck Turgidson, and You Can't Fight in Here. It's the War Room. Some really great scenes. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
I mean, Kubrick is one of my favorite directors. I love Strangelove a lot. It's not on my list only because it's not a movie that I would necessarily watch anytime. I have to be kind of in a mood for that one. But I do think it's a perfect film.
Have you ever seen Doctor Strangelove?
Unfortunately, I haven't.
Yeah, you
Well,
should
I
have.
own it. And I'll force him.
Within the next few months, I'm sure I'll have seen it.
Yeah, now you're moving
There's
in.
no doubt about
What do you think about that, D?
You know what, man? I really like Doctor Strangelove, but I can't say it's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
It's good, and I agree with whoever said that you kind of need to be in a group to watch it. But it's not like when I'm sitting at home thinking like I need a good laugh. I'm not going to pop in Doctor
Yeah.
Strange.
Absolutely.
I would.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Right? Of course I would do it, right? So, Jeremy, what's your number two?
Well, it's not a number two. There's no.
Yeah.
order.
Oh, yeah. So,
I'm-
Jeremy,
so
what's your
since
next film?
Since I need to prove my credibility, I'm going to go with Lebowski because that's my favorite.
The Big Lebowski.
I love the Big Lebowski.
Big
I love
Lebowski?
I love the Coen Brothers. This is my favorite. I'm not
I
saying
didn't
it's the
hear
best.
The Big Lebowski?
Yeah,
That's
he
my-
said The
that's
Big
my
Lebowski.
favorite. I love the Big Lebowski.
Okay, you're accepting it. Okay, Coen Brothers, go on.
Coen Brothers in general. I mean, I like all the stuff. I don't like everything they've done, but I do. I do like. I like this. I like Fargo a lot. This is my favorite comedy they've done, and it's. I think it's my favorite. I mean, it's the movie I've watched. I own like multiple copies of it, and I'll watch this anytime it's on, and I can show it to anybody. And if they don't like it, you're not friends with me. You don't have to love it. You don't have to love it, but like it's just that's the kind of humor that I enjoy. And if you don't. I'm not even going to use the word get necessarily because that it's all preference when it comes to comedy. But if you don't like that kind of stuff, then we probably aren't going to get along very well.
So John, he's laughing. What do you think?
I don't think knowing it's Jeremy's favorite comedy, I'll give it the nod. I can appreciate it.
You've seen it?
I have seen it. I've seen
and
the.
you don't feel the same way?
I do think it's funny.
It's very good.
I've only seen it once though.
D, what do you think of Big Lebowski?
It doesn't count with that movie.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski would make my list of the 10, and it's a film that I came to really, really late. One of those movies that people are like, oh, you got to see The Big Lebowski. And so naturally, I was like, no, I'm not going to watch it.
That's right.
And,
that's how I was.
And when I finally did, I was like floored with really how funny it is. So I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I think me and you both. The same thing happened. Davy Chuck Wills, who should be listening to the show, he just sucked that cock of the Lebowski, and he finally. I said, you know what? Let me get it out of the way and watch it. And I agree. I just loved it after that. It was such a fucking funny movie. So so we all agree to that. John, what's your next film?
So I just feel intimidated with every movie I'm going to list off.
Do it.
I don't have any Charlie
Just
Chaplin.
do it. Charlie Chaplin.
All right, so one of the ones on my list.
Film on my list either, but it's okay.
One of the
He's
reasons
21 years old. What are you gonna, you don't know who the fuck he is.
I've got Hot Rod on my list.
Hot Rod!
The reason being, it has two of my favorite comedians with Andy Samberg and Danny McBride. Anything that Danny McBride is in, I will legitimately laugh out loud, even if I'm sitting by myself.
Even if it's a terrible movie.
Even if it's an awful movie like The Foot Fist Way, I will enjoy it. So Hot Rod is on mine.
That's okay.
So let's see. You
I like about half of Hot Rod.
you like Hot Rod? I enjoy Hot Rod. I have it in
I
my
like
collection.
half of that rod.
Delana, what do you think of Hot Rod?
I'm not watching that.
Why not?
I love Danny McBride. I think I'm the one.
Yeah, we're fans of him. Yeah,
I agree with you there. I think you and I are kind of eye and eye on this.
Like we love Danny McBride, but what's you do with Andy Samberg in The Lonely Island?
Andy Samberg is. Oh, come on, he's okay funny. Like, he's like B- list of the funny. Like
he's good at sketch
he's not
comedy.
that great.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if he can hold up a full film.
I mean, I enjoy
No, I
Hot
don't
Rod.
think he can, yeah.
That's a full film.
But
like
there's
Hot Rod,
there's some really funny stuff in Hot Rod though.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Like
there's
I
some
love like
hits.
the scene with Will Arnett. Like I love there's some really funny like terrible stunts and things
Stunts
like
that
that.
go wrong, yeah.
There's some really funny stuff in it. But then there's some like really just painfully bad stuff in
Bad
it.
scenes.
But again, like you're also going to list another one that I know is on your list. That there's no way it's not on your list.
Okay.
Cool beans.
It starts with the word wet.
Oh yeah,
But,
that was one that
But
absolutely.
like, that's another one that I think it's really funny, but it's just it's
Fair.
written by people that come from a sketch comedy background,
Yeah,
so then they
yeah.
try and do a full feature film, and they really can't support the whole thing. It's just kind of how it works.
Oh, depending on what movie you're talking about. But all right, so let's see, Delano, what's your next film?
Let's go with Beer Fest.
Beer Fest.
Oh.
Ooh, what happened, Jeremy?
Oh.
Jeremy winced. So what
I
happened?
do understand that pick though. It's not like a.
You understand it. That's good.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna criticize that. It's just like I do not like that movie.
I love Beer Fest. You know that. What do you think about Super Troopers Beer Fest?
I like Beer Fest.
I do too. I know you would dig it.
I do like Super
Yeah.
Troopers.
I love Super Troopers too. But Beer Fest is very, very funny. The Boot. I love The Boot.
Das Boot.
Das
It's
Boot.
fantastic. It's one of those movies that I know people hate. Like, I showed it to Anna. and she was like, this is horrible. Why am I spending an hour of my time watching this?
Now we're 20 minutes.
They were like same with like Grandma's Boy or something like
I
that.
love
Like,
Grandma's Boy.
I understand it has its place, and so like I'm not going to criticize it because
Yeah.
I do see why people like it. It's
Yeah.
not like one of Adam Sandler's recent ventures
just
where
not your bag.
you're just like there's no reason for you to like like Jack and Jill or something like that.
Oh,
Like
fuck.
that has no value.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's zero value.
Beer Fest, I can give you that one.
So let's see. So he got Beer Fest. All right, so let's see. My next pick on my list is The Producers.
Okay.
I mean, I knew you were going to pick Blazing Saddles, so I picked The Producers. I love The Producers. I think that was my first time I saw Mel Brooks. And I think that even though the musical versions got some great songs, Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel are like the greatest comedy team I've ever seen. What do you think about The Producers?
I like The Producers. I would say I like it. Well, I don't know if I like it more or less than Blazing Saddles. But
Blazing Saddles
I
better.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I
haven't
would
seen
say
it,
I enjoy The
unfortunately.
Producers more.
I know you're looking at me. I actually haven't seen it, so I'm sorry.
The Producers?
I have not seen The
But you've seen
Producers.
Blazing Saddles. What do you think, D, of my Producers pick?
You know, man, I'm not a fan of the producers, and I think it's because I have such a disdain for Broadway musicals, and I think that ruined it for me.
No, I'm not talking about the musical version, even though they do have.
No, but I'm saying the musical damaged the original source material for me.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. All right, what's your next pick, Jeremy?
I'm gonna go with, and this is not in any order. I think Evil Dead 2 would definitely be on my list.
Evil Dead 2.
I think Evil Dead 2 is a great comedy. I could say the whole trilogy, but I do think the first one is more of a horror film than a
film, yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
And if it is comedy, it's almost accidental.
Yeah,
to a
it's
degree.
subtle.
So I would say Evil Dead 2 though is just a really funny film, and just a blast from start to finish.
What do you think about Evil Dead 2?
Haven't seen it either.
Never seen that movie?
I'm
Oh my
no
God,
value
favorite
at this
boy.
point.
D, do you have any thoughts on Evil Dead 2 as a comedy?
I don't actually know if I've seen Evil Dead 2.
Yes, finally. I'm not the only one that hasn't seen a movie that's been listed off.
Oh, that's you got to see all this.
I agree with that. I think Evil Dead 2 is very, very funny. And I think that's where its flaw comes in, because we all want to see the sequel to Evil Dead, and instead we get a remake of Evil Dead as a comedy.
Yeah, which is great.
You
Which
know?
is part of its charm, though. Part
Yeah,
of the whole
I
reason
know,
it's so great.
And I love it. I love the whole Three Stooges thing that the Coen brothers love so well. And Sam Raimi picks up on. I mean, it's really funny, even though it shouldn't be, but it is. And I dig it too. It's not like in the best comedies, but it is cute.
And you could
funny.
definitely make the argument that it's not like it shouldn't be classified in a comedy genre.
Yeah,
like I
true.
mean, even though it is a funny movie, I could see somebody saying, no, that's a horror film.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's a funny movie, and that's why it's on my list.
How about you, Jay? John?
Well, since Jeremy brought it up, I'll actually say my pick is Wet Hot American Summer,
Oh, what a great movie!
which actually just got picked up for a Netflix,
Netflix
show,
series.
which is
That's
sweet.
right.
I think it'll work better as a show.
I think so too. Actually.
I
I do
the-
agree with him on this, though.
Yeah, I
So,
love What America.
There are just so many good parts about
Yeah.
that movie that I mean, the cast is excellent. You have a lot of
Paul Rudd,
SNL people.
Amy
You have
Poehler.
Paul Rudd,
Paul Rudd is
Yeah.
fantastic.
the guy from Law and Order.
He is actually very funny.
Yeah.
and it's like
Chris Maloney.
it takes place over a period of like 2 days, but it has no timing
Timing,
whatsoever.
no
So
time.
that you get lost.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I
I'm glad
love
you
that
see it.
movie.
I'm glad you
It was
like it.
great.
It has a terrible ending.
The ending is just
It's
garbage.
so bad.
The ending.
Well,
is
if you
garbage.
watch to the end of the credits, the ending is the future. But Delano, what do you think of that Wet Hot American Summer?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
What?
All right.
For real?
That's okay.
Oh, you should watch it. It's coming out on Netflix TV show.
I think it's on Netflix already.
It
though.
is.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
it is.
the movie is. Yeah, but
All right.
the cool thing is the series.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
The nice thing is the series is coming back with like all the original cast
original
and
cast.
some, so
And,
it's gonna be sweet.
So what's your next pick, D?
Ghostbusters?
Okay.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, I know you dig on part 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what do you? Yeah, I like Ghostbusters.
I mean, that's
As a-
kind of that's one of the that's a golden standard.
Yeah, when I was 13, that was my favorite film of all time. I love that shit. I would call the number every day, and my mother would yell at me for wasting 97 cents.
I think we talked about that on the show before.
On the show before, but
I like it. I don't like it as much as everyone else, but I feel I know I'm wrong in that, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
it's not for any particular reason. So
he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
He's not from New York. He's from Chicago.
no, but I mean, like I give.
He only has 2 movies.
I still like it. I don't find it as funny as everyone, but but I don't understand why. So I'm not gonna. I have no defense for why I don't like.
What do you
it
think
as
about
much.
Ghostbusters, John?
I like Ghostbusters.
It's a great film.
Yeah, it's a
right?
good film.
And D, tell
And
them which one's your favorite.
I think Ghostbusters 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, I know, right? He loves it. It's like me
That's
with
great.
2 is my favorite, yeah.
yeah. Back to the Future 2 is mine, and it's like everybody laughs at me, but yeah. But so yeah, Ghostbusters. So I'm back. All right, so let's see chronologically to keep in tune. My next film would be then Animal House.
No, you skipped the one I thought you put on your
No,
list.
the other Animal House is
Okay.
chronological form. The other one, two are after.
I know it is. I'm just saying you skipped over one though in the order of
In
things.
the order of things. John Landis. I don't know. It's like all these stars. You got two people from Animal House, but you got all these like lower comedians and stars from the late '70s that were like, not doing well in dramas, and they put them all together in this like great story about college and based on National Lampoon story. I just love, and I could watch that over and over and over again. And John Belushi is a genius in that film, and he only has like maybe one speech and a couple of lines. What do you think about that?
That's my dad's favorite film, so I grew up liking
See,
it.
me and your dad should have a thing.
Maybe you'd like to introduce Mr. Knight to Carlos.
What do you think? You've seen?
I have seen Animal House.
What you think?
It's again, I mean, it's one of those references that you have to like.
Yeah.
You don't have to like anything.
Oh, that's
No,
fair.
of course you
That's
do.
fair.
You have to love Animal House.
It's not one of my favorites, but yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at John Belushi.
No, you can't. You can't.
So
D, what's your choice? Your words on Animal House?
I guess I'm going to be the outlier. I mean, I don't love it. And
Yeah,
I don't. I wouldn't say I love it either.
Yeah, and it didn't leave that much of an impression on me, to be honest.
Oh
like,
my
I don't
God, what?
really remember it. So, like, I'm not one of those people that love John Belushi.
Belushi. He didn't even know the guy's name almost. Oh my God.
Because I'm not from that generation where I was all like, oh, the Belushi. Frankly, I think he's
That's fair.
overrated. I'm being honest with you.
Well, these kids have an excuse. They're 20-something years old. What are you talking about? John Belushi was the voice of his generation.
if we're talking about
He's overrated,
that
man. Not that
genre,
funny.
I think I like Revenge of the Nerds a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
What?
Revenge of the Nerds.
I think because we're like,
That would be yours.
Yeah, between
Wow.
like the like I mean because that's
Yeah, you do like it. You're like, oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll go for
yeah,
that.
all right, good.
Well, Delano's like 10 years older than all of you, but I guess not. All right, so then what's your next pick?
I'm gonna go back to the one I think that you skipped over that I'm surprised you didn't put on your list, The Graduate.
No, I didn't.
I love The Graduate.
I love The Graduate,
I mean,
too.
that's also a drama, so I could see it.
Yeah.
Like us leaving that out.
Yeah.
But it's a very dark comedy. It's very dark
I
comedy.
think it's a really funny movie,
Yeah.
and I enjoy
Buck
it.
Henry
That's like
wrote
my
it.
classic pick. If I have to pick like
Yeah,
an old comedy.
No, but it
I
is.
really,
It's
really
very
like
funny.
it.
Buck Henry wrote it, and I think it's a great script.
He
Yeah.
passed away recently, or
Yeah,
was
he
it
did.
writer or director? That passed away?
Writer, director, Buck
Okay,
Henry.
but he both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what do you think about The Graduate, John?
I like the song that came out of it.
So that's it. You've never seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
You would love it. I think you dig it.
I probably
What
would.
do you think about The Graduate?
I think it's good. I think I kind of look at it more as like a drama than a comedy.
yeah.
But
There's a lot of drama in
because
it.
it's so dark, you know.
Yeah.
But you agree that it's a dark comedy.
Oh, yeah, I would say it's a dark comedy, but
Yeah.
it just reads more like a drama to me. I don't
Yeah.
find myself laughing a lot during it. I feel like I'm depressed after a while.
All of
Tells you a lot
college
about-
graduates were depressed after watching it. Okay, so let's see. You're next, baby boy. What you got?
So I guess I'm not going quite as far back, but
steal
I'll
a
pick
pick off my
I'll pick an older one. I'll go with because I mean we're talking about comedies. You have to mention like Jim Carrey, right?
You don't have to.
I mean I feel like I don't know. I feel like you do.
I do like the one you're about to mention, though.
And so my pick would be Ace Ventura, the first one.
Ace Ventura.
When nature
Yes.
calls is garbage.
Like a love.
But the first Ace Ventura, I think, is. I mean, that's one that I kind of.
I love
Grew
that
up
stupid ass
watching
film.
it.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I agree. I mean, I knew of Jim Carrey, but it wasn't until I went to a bus trip to Maine and we watched Dumb and Dumber and
fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Ace
That's-
Ventura
that
back
would've
to
been my
back.
pick.
Then I
That's
fell in love with
probably
Jim
my
Carrey.
Good
Man.
combo right there.
Yeah, that's what?
I said that's a good combo.
Yeah, that was a great combo. And I fell in love with him after that. I said, I got to see everything
Yeah,
these
Dumb and
guys
Dumber.
do. And he was good. He was really good at the beginning, man. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he's fallen off. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
he has some
Unfortunately.
shit. So I know a little bit. But okay, D, what's your next pick?
Trading Places.
Oh,
Okay.
nice
Pick.
SNL comedy. Yeah. I love it. I love that film. I remember the first movie I got on VHS was Trading Places, and I watched it until it broke. That's how good it was.
Oh,
But
wow.
Eddie Murphy's a genius in that movie. I mean, what happened?
No, I just love the fact that it broke. Like that's like my Blu-ray. Like Blu-rays, that's not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
unless
can't
it
have it on
snaps or
Blu-ray.
gets stepped on.
What do you think about Trading Places?
ran it
Jim?
into
I
the
like
ground.
Places. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
you dig
Yeah,
it.
that's a good pick.
Yeah.
It's a great classic.
Yeah, the old school Eddie
comedy,
Murphy
yeah.
films are good.
You got
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd,
Coming to America and all
Jamie
that.
Lee
so.
Curtis has a dick. The whole thing.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Remember, she was a man at that time, so she still had a penis.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Why are you always just pulling those random...
It's a true fact. At the time, she got married. He got like segued into. I'm just saying that what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis was just about to cut off her penis and get her vagine, and that was the last movie that she had her penis in. And then that was it. They cut it off.
And how much proof were you there? Like, did you like? Tell me how you know this for a fact.
Because this is old news, brother. This is like the
I
legend.
did know that. So.
I didn't say speculate. This old news. I said, tell me how you know this is a fact.
Because everyone knows this. What are you talking about? How do we know?
Everyone doesn't. I didn't know it. So
I didn't. I'll agree with Delano. I didn't know that
You
either.
didn't know about Jamie Lee being a man?
I didn't know about it.
Jeremy, ever heard this story?
Yes, I do know this.
He knows the story. Jeremy knows it. Why don't
I've
you
seen
know?
it. I have not.
First-
Jeremy seen it after they cut it off. No, it was good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I don't know for a fact, but this is old legend of Hollywood. What are you talking about?
Okay, so you're spitting legends and you're spinning yarns.
Yeah, you're like protecting for Jamie Lee Curtis. What's wrong with you?
No, because at some point I figured one conversation we had about something before, where you just pulled the most grand
Random.
thing out of your ass, and I was like, "What are you talking about, man?"
I'm talking about anyway. All right, we'll move on from old Hollywood. So, my next pick would be 1941, Steven Spielberg's underrated masterpiece.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes, I know you like that, right? 'Cause it's a great film. It's a great
You
film.
know I like 1941.
I love it too. I mean, it's one of Steven Spielberg's underrated masterpieces. It's got a great story. Got Warren Oates in it. You got all these stars. The heavy metal version of it was one of my bedside reads when I was a kid. I just think it's some really, really good stuff in that. What do you think, Jeremy? Ever seen 1941?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've only seen that once though, but I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, John? You ever saw 1941?
No, I did not.
That's
Sorry.
Humiliating.
I know,
on
like,
this podcast.
John. What about you? I'm just praying for you guys just to forget about me. And some of this. The ones
Dumb
that
and Dumber?
The ones
Yeah.
That, oh, absolutely. That's a great one. We should talk about that one a little bit. I like that one.
And you already said your words on it, Delano?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think we're the only two people in the world that like that movie.
Well, Jeremy says he likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we got three people. But now we can start.
I don't love it
We
as
can
much
start a
as
parade now. All right, so who's next?
I guess
Jeremy.
I'll go next. This is Spinal Tap.
Oh, you took my film. Yes.
I think we all. I don't know about Delano.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. What you love Spinal
Fucking
Tap?
love Spinal Tap.
What do you think about? You love Spinal Tap.
Love the Spinal Tap.
He loves the cock. What do you think about Spinal Tap?
Spinal Tap, me?
This is Spinal Tap. You.
Oh, okay. The first time I saw this in Spinal Tap, I really liked it. When I was younger. Second time I saw it, I was like, this isn't that good.
How about the third time?
There's no third time. And honestly, I don't ever think in life I'll see it a third time.
Oh,
I can't imagine going like, I want to see this movie again.
how can you say that? It's such a great movie, man.
My favorite scene is when he's complaining in the back room where he's saying like the catering tray is just awful, like where the
Yeah.
bread is too small and the lunch meat's too big. Like that's why you just fold it. Well, why do I want to fold it? Because then the bread breaks.
Lick my love pump.
Well, I'm not gonna say nothing. It was on my list, so now it's not. We just talked about it.
I'll take that one.
As was 40-Year-Old Virgin. So let's see who's next. Go, John.
You
From
said Dumb and Dumber. We didn't talk about that.
okay, yeah, okay. We'll say Dumb and
That's
Dumber.
your favorite,
Is that
right?
that actually is my favorite Jim
I
Carrey?
don't
I
want to
can't
put
believe.
words in your mouth.
No, it actually is.
Did you like Dumb and Dumber 2?
I did not like Dumb and Dumber 2 as nearly as much. But Dumb and Dumber, the original one, I've watched that movie hundreds of times. I
have to. I love
yeah,
it. I love
it's
that
just
movie.
so good.
Very, very funny, Jeremy.
No.
No.
No. That's not my type of comedy though. It's not. I
don't
can
like the
understand.
slapstick, the
I'm
Farrelly
not a
brothers.
huge fan of slapstick.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Oh wait. Yeah.
little
What are you
rough.
doing? What are you doing over there?
I'm eating chocolate chips.
Oh, because you're making a lot of noise on the phone here. What are you
I
doing?
told you I was cooking dinner before you called.
I didn't tell them that, so they're surprised. So what do you think about? What do you think about Dumb and Dumber 2? I mean 1.
Dumb and Dumber 1 is great. I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber 2 yet, though.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, you don't need to. Save yourself.
No, really? No, I have such
It had-
hopes for it. I thought it'd be good.
Wrong.
Unfortunately.
I saw the first 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. All right. So then, what's your next flick, Delano?
What about Big Trouble in Little China?
Okay.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna put that down. I changed my mind.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I do. I love that movie. The comic book series is funny too. What do you like about it? What do you have to say about
Oh, you know what? I watched it so much as a kid. I really wanted to be Jack Burton.
it?
And
Me too.
And I had this
Still
impression
want
that if you went to San Francisco,
Mhm.
there were dragons and weird shit underneath the ground in the sewer system. So even though I never went to San Francisco, like that is what I assumed was going to happen when I went to San Francisco.
That's just what it looks like.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever see Big Trouble? Little China?
I'm not even gonna say anything.
I'm just asking. I don't know. So, all right. So we all agree John's never seen it. So let's see. My next film is Caddyshack.
All right.
But wait, you made a comment. What was that? Delano.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, exactly. What, you made a noise. What was that noise?
You know, I think I need to see it again. I remember really liking it and not, you know, because it would come on back in LA, they would do like
Midnight, yeah, 'cause it's dirty,
all the
yeah.
time. Yeah, and I feel like anytime it came on, I'd watch it, but it's been so long that I wonder if it still holds up.
I watched it recently and it did. I liked it a
fun.
lot. Yeah, Caddyshack held up the next time I saw it. But yeah, go give it another look. See what did you think about it, Trevor? Caddyshack.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That's another one of my dad's favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I like the SNL group. And
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, my dad's a huge Belushi fan.
Yeah.
And his is like it's like Caddyshack, Blues Brothers,
Blues
Animal
Brothers. I
House.
should have put Blues Brothers. I
Yeah,
love that movie.
that's and being from Chicago.
Yeah. How about
Fan
you?
of
What do you
Blues
say about
Oh,
Caddyshack?
I mean, I like Bill Murray and all that.
Yeah, Bill Murray's
That's good
genius in
stuff.
the movie too. Him and Chevy
Yeah,
Chase.
he is. That I remember,
Yeah, Bill Murray was a fucking nonstop. It was like him and Chevy Chase hated each other,
Yeah.
trying to one up each other, and they were so good, both of them. All right, Jeremy, what's your next pick?
I'm gonna do a modern one again. I have more on my list, but we're running out of time here. We got about 10 more minutes, which is a lot of time though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to something modern. This isn't probably a favorite of all time or anything like that, but I think this might be one that I really keep going back to for for the next few years. 21 Jump Street. I really love 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, that made me a Channing Tatum fan. That movie.
Yeah, no.
I agree too. I don't like Channing Tatum.
It totally changed my mind
Oh, yeah.
on Channing Tatum, and I think it's
a good call.
I think it's a very funny movie. I really like the second one as well, despite
Yeah,
except for the
22.
first scene is terrible. That's a movie that I found myself turning on and really laughing every time. I've seen that movie probably. Oh man.
It's like a comedy
He just
over there.
died.
He's
He
like
just
knocking
died
shit
at the other
around
end.
and banging shit. What's going on over there?
Knocking around and banging.
He's so serious about the excuse. What do you think about 21 Jump Street?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
So did you love it or you liked it?
You know, I think we did really like it. I'm a fan of Channing Tatum, or Chat Chat as we call him in the house, a lot. And
Yeah, it's
yeah, I thought it was really good. I haven't seen 22 Jump Street, but
It's
You
also
should.
it's
You
also
should watch
very
it.
good.
Very
yes.
good.
Yeah. If you like the first one, you'll definitely like the second one. Aside from the first scene is really terrible, but the rest of the movie is very funny. No, I mean it's hard to say it's on my list of top 10 favorite comedies of all time because it's only 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
But I've watched it a good 7 times since it came out. So I mean that means
Wow.
something.
Okay.
Yeah, I really every time it's on TV,
Yeah, I've
it's
seen
the
it
one I'll
twice,
turn on.
yeah.
So
Gots to.
I have to give it some credit for that, and it's funny every time. I think there's some jokes that aren't as funny now, but I mean there's still a lot of funny stuff. Just the two of them are really really great in it.
Yeah, they are.
So that'd be on my list probably. In 10 years, it would probably be on my list.
What do you say?
Not for with 21
No,
Jump
no,
Street.
I know you don't
Or-
know. What's your next film?
Oh, so kind of. This one wasn't on my list to begin with, but once Big Trouble in Little China reminded me of this one. It's Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, one that I forgot about completely.
movie.
Oh
That's
my
just
God.
It's like his stomach plug
It's
on
just-
the ground there.
Kung Pao.
just
I don't even know what
It's
to
a
say.
terrible movie.
it's just
It's
a terrible
it's
movie,
awful.
but I do
it's
love it.
awful, but it has its
It's
place.
funny.
I do
It's
love
fun.
it.
You have to.
Aside
It has
from
so
the
much,
cow scene,
it has a lot of
Yeah, I
charm.
know the cow
the
scene.
cow scene is terrible.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so much
That's
terribleness in
garbage.
that movie,
But
but
it has its charm, I think,
it-
and like being a a kung fu movie, and well, I mean that doesn't take itself seriously.
That was like one of the first midnight movies, like with like when I was like 7.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we put it on at one point. We're like, what is this? And then it got quoted forever. And I don't know how old I was when I watched that for the first time, but you know, like it's a terrible movie.
Oh, it's
garbage.
But it,
Yeah, for sure.
but it does have its charm
It has
with
its-
the
it has
right
its
crowd of
place.
people.
Exactly, exactly.
What do you think of that, D?
You know, I have not seen it, but if it is the film that I think it is, it's so disappointing.
I'm sorry to do that to you. I should have kept that one to myself.
No,
No.
I support you on.
I'm
Kung
glad
Pao.
you did. D, what's your next movie?
I really love Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's a modern one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dig it. I like it a lot. What's your favorite thing about that movie, D?
Oh man, I mean the under the table masturbation scene is great. Football game is fantastic. I mean, who doesn't love Christopher Walken?
Oh, Christopher Walken.
And Vince Vaughn and
You know,
Owen
it's-
Wilson are such a good pair.
Yeah.
That's
Such
the
a
one
good duo.
time they've been good.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
time they've been good in that team.
Yeah.
Not saying they haven't been good.
I like
separately, but-
Internship,
Sure,
but it's
sure.
not. It's
Ooh.
not Wedding
Ooh,
Crashers.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
not a good movie. No.
And the whole philosophy that they have is really cool. And Will Ferrell's cameo is genius
Oh, Will
too.
Ferrell's so
Yeah, I
great.
forgot he's
Yeah,
in there.
great, yeah.
When it crashes, the computer
I
crashes.
never know what she's doing.
What do you think about that, Jeremy?
Yeah, no, I like Wedding Crashers a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
And that's one that I'll give to you.
So let's see. All right. So I'm gonna do, since we only got a few minutes left, Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
cult classic.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
What does that mean?
It means everybody and their mama's gotta love Monty Python.
Yeah, 'cause it's
because
great.
it's genius.
Yeah.
Funny, man.
It's surreal.
Not that funny.
It's on a different level. Where are you? What level are you
It's
on?
not that
different
funny.
level.
It's not.
It is. It surpasses
You think
funny.
it's funny because everyone tells you that it's funny.
I saw it before you saw it. You weren't even born when I saw it. What are you talking about? Who told me?
Whatever. Continue. Talk about the brainwashed movie. Go ahead. Continue.
Jerry, what do you think about?
I love it. Now, see, but like you know, it is a movie that gets like you watch it the first time and you're like, this is I get it, okay, and then it gets quoted back to you a million times,
Yeah,
and I think
and you go, okay, I think I understand that. You know, like I will agree though that like the first time I saw it, I wasn't dying laughing or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it has grown on me, and
Yeah,
I really do like it a lot. I mean,
I think I like it, but I think my biggest problem with it is it's become kind of like a hipster cult classic where everybody's
yeah,
like,
it's like
just but a scratch, and like the guys like with the DJ and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're just hipster douchebags.
Holy
Like
shit!
it's just taken away from.
yeah, it's like bro, like people have liked this movie for so long,
Right, like kind of, yeah, it's
you don't
like-
get to claim that
Exactly.
that's an original
Don't
thought.
tell me the
Exactly.
hipsters taking over. Oh my
They have,
balls!
they have, unfortunately.
Oh,
Hipster doofuses, your least favorite genre of people.
oh my god!
Even though you technically,
I am the
to a degree, are a doofus in some ways.
Oh yeah.
So Delano, why do you hate the movie so much?
Because I think the hipster comment is pretty on point. But it's not. It's just not. I don't think it's that good. It's one of.
But you're a hipster too. What are you talking about?
I'm not. How am I a hipster?
You are a hipster, living in Brooklyn, Queens borderline, working the artwork, handling. What are you talking about? Going to the school, SVA, you know? Come
It's all about your mindset on it, though. To be fair,
Yeah, I think.
No, we are
mine-
hipsters. Me and him are both the hipster doofus.
because being an artist and being a hipster are different things. It's how you. It's,
Wow,
it's,
Delano's a
it's
real
the way
artist.
you talk
I mean,
about yourself.
He's a great artist. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying. All
Those
right.
big things are happening for me.
So what's your final pick, Jeremy?
Final pick.
Here you
Well, I already did a horror comedy, but Scream would be one for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very funny movie.
It's very funny, but it's horror.
But I'm going to go with another modern one because I don't want to like miss out on this whole franchise because I love it so much. The Hot Fuzz is my favorite.
Hot Fuzz!
The Cornetto.
I do love
That's
it.
a good one.
I think that's a perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
I really do, and I think Scott Pilgrim could easily be on that list. I understand why people don't like that as much, but you know, I really do like Scott Pilgrim as well. I think he's 4 for 4. Has he made 4 movies or 5?
Yeah,
4.
4.
I think Edgar Wright is.
Ant-Man would be 0.5. No,
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But you know, I think that whole trilogy is like really perfect for what it's trying to accomplish. And I mean, there's some things that you could complain about, but I really think it's a great series. And
Yeah. World's End is
all
my
three.
least favorite, I think. But the other three are
I don't
genius.
know. I've rewatched.
No, I know
it,
you
though,
said
and
you've been digging on World's
I do
End,
really
yeah.
like it too.
My job
What is the
watches it.
series? It's Hot Fuzz,
Shaun of the Dead,
Dawn of the Dead. What's the other one?
The
Scott
World's
Pilgrim, and World's End.
No, Scott.
Scott Pilgrim's not part of the trilogy.
No,
but
but
it's
World's
part of
End,
Edgar
yeah.
Wright's filmography. Yeah, I mean, my favorite is Hot Fuzz. I do
do too.
really like Shaun of the Dead as
Shaun of
well.
the Dead is my second.
And World's End is probably the most depressing, but
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best movie, like in regards to like just in. I mean, it's not necessarily my favorite,
Yeah.
but I think it's a really good film, just in regards to like what it does,
Yeah.
with its characters and everything. I think it's a great. It's like the most mature. Let
Oh,
me
good
say
film,
that
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the most mature of all of that whole series.
What do you think, John?
For my about which
Hot
one?
Fuzz, Hot
Okay.
Fuzz.
Oh, Hot Fuzz. Yeah, Hot Fuzz
For
is
all-
great. I think
Yeah.
that's actually probably my favorite one of the Cornetto trilogy as well.
Cornetto, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Shaun of the Dead, but
Shaun of the Dead is great. That was the first one that
Yeah.
really turned me on to it.
I think
Do you
it
like
affected
World's
his
End?
craft.
I do like
Yeah.
World's End, but I would say Hot Fuzz is probably the funniest. And
Do
it's-
you-
It is a little long. Like I could see somebody kind of like it is like 2.5 hours or something like that. But
Yeah.
all the action stuff, the end has one of the best payoffs in
Yeah,
the
I
third
love
act
the ending, yeah.
of any comedy film. So I really love it.
So, D, what's your take on Hot Fuzz? And I'll throw in something about World's End.
I haven't seen World's End. Hot Fuzz I liked a lot, but I haven't seen it that many times.
To be a
I think Shaun of the
favorite.
Dead more, so maybe I'd like Shaun of the Dead more than Hot Fuzz. But
Yeah,
I
we've seen
remember
that more.
really enjoying Hot Fuzz.
I do like Hot Fuzz are the best, yeah, but I love Shaun of the Dead as well. I mean, I gotta watch World's End again because I've seen it twice, and both times I'm okay with it, but I'm not loving it, you know?
I think the ending is kind of bad.
Yeah, the ending is where it falls off. I mean, the opening is genius.
But I think I have so much fun with it that I don't care
Yeah.
at that point. But yeah, I'll agree with. I'll give you the ending. The ending is not good.
So, John, what's your last pick of the night?
My last pick is kind of Jeremy mentioned 21 Jump Street, which reminded me of another film that's pretty recent that caught me off guard. It was actually the Lego Movie.
Yes.
I was the Lego Movie was it made me it's a kids movie, but it's also for adults.
It's adult,
It
it's
was
adult.
it
Did I
was
see it with you? I did. Maybe not.
I'm not
no,
sure.
I think I saw it.
I'm not
before
sure,
that.
but it
Yeah.
the Lego Movie I think was
I
excellent.
about
thought it
cried
was
laughing.
super
Yeah,
funny.
that movie is very funny. Yeah.
And it's completely clean humor, so I mean that's one
Yeah.
you can just kind of just throw into the mix
Yeah.
and be happy with it.
I saw it with the girls, and I think I was laughing more than the adults.
Oh
were
yeah,
laughing more than the kids.
that happened in our theater as
Yeah.
well. I mean, and I saw it twice when it came out, and I mean, what a funny movie that is. I mean, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are just
Last Man on Earth is very great comedy.
I mean, I wish they were more involved in that show
Yeah.
because I think it could use some direction from their end. But yeah, they're fantastic, and that's I think just another great film from them. I'm excited to see what else they do.
Delana, what do you think about the Lego Movie?
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Cool.
Cricket.
All right,
That's it, man.
I'm
Next.
all right with that. I'm content with that answer.
Has Vi seen it?
No, she's kind of like, maybe she's seen like a second of it, but like she's not really into watching TV really.
Yeah, I guess that's good, man. I guess that's good.
Probably more productive than any of us.
What's your last pick, Delano?
Only because I saw it recently and it made me laugh out loud and I forgot how funny this movie was, Young Frankenstein.
Oh,
yeah,
Mel
yeah.
Brooks.
That's a great
Mel Brooks,
pick,
yeah.
That's a great one.
What do you think of Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Mel Brooks, lesser film, but still a favorite of a lot of people. Spaceballs, anyone? Anyone? No
Delano, what do you think? What do you think about Spaceballs?
Because you've mentioned 3 of
I
Mel
haven't seen
Brooks. stuff.
Spaceballs in a long time. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it in a while. I hope it holds up. I got high hopes.
It doesn't hold up as well
Yeah,
as
the
like when I
first
first saw it.
time.
Oh,
but
really?
It is,
Okay.
but it is still very funny. I mean, I think it's like that'd probably be my favorite, even though I do totally agree that Young Frankenstein is a much better film, Producers is a much better film, and Blazing Saddles is a much better film than Spaceballs. But I do enjoy Spaceballs a lot. That would be my like guilty pleasure flick because it is not a good movie.
Yeah. I do dig Spaceballs, though. I do.
Yeah.
So,
That's it. I mean, that's we've covered.
I dropped the phone.
phone.
Sorry.
I mean, we've covered a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
and bad stuff.
Yeah. A lot of bad
Yeah,
stuff.
as they both turn their heads to me, and Delano I'm sure does a metaphorical. What am I thinking? Everybody just frowns anytime my voice is on.
So, no, that was good. We got a lot of good stuff out of here. We got to laugh a lot. I want to thank Delano Dunn for showing up on my show. It's been a dream for me to have us reunite in some sort of way. I hope we can do this more often. He's like, sure. So, what'd you think about this so far?
About the show?
Yeah, and the eating cookies, making noise.
Oh, I think it's great. It's difficult for me to do it because I'm on the phone, but like it's fun, man. It sounds like you guys are a really good group.
Yeah. Well, I love these boys very much. But next time you come out to Texas, we'll do it live. We'll take it on the
You know,
road.
that's never happened.
Never coming anywhere near that state.
But if it
Shitty
does,
state of Texas.
I'm not going to that state.
I don't blame you. It sucks.
John, defend your country. Oh, you're not from here either.
I'm Canadian.
Oh shit! That's right. We're all expats.
Literally, none of us are
None of
native.
us are natives. That's why we say that. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck Texas. But yeah. But again, thank you, Delano, for being on the show. I love you.
I love you too.
I'll call you soon, brother.
Uh-huh.
Don't be jealous. Take care, brother. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And
Guys,
and for
It's a class act. That
John
guy.
Tenta, who held his own, actually was running with the show for a bit there. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, absolutely. I wanted to come and surprise you.
And you know what? I knew you were coming because I felt it in my bones when you just dropped off on the message.
Hey,
I'm
I just
glad
do
you're
that
here.
'cause I'm a flake.
I know, and I love you are, but I love you. I love you. Every time I see you, I'm very happy. So that's good. And once again with the incomparable Jeremy Knight, another good show you pulled out of your ass.
Yeah, we definitely this one
was right out
this
of
one
the
was
ass.
removed from the rectum of some form for sure. Yeah,
But it was good. It was good. And if people listen to the show, they would say, "Oh, I like that free flow show you did. It was like a
it was so
jazz
terrible
ensemble."
and
like
the
a
audio was awful.
Somebody
like a
eating
jazz
cookies and
ensemble.
somebody
It was
dropped
like
the
a
phone. I couldn't hear that guy from
It's
New
a
York.
little bit of like craziness over here.
But yeah, so next week, hopefully we'll continue
Return
with our
of
David Lynch part 2.
David Lynch,
And we shall see you soon. Everybody from Carlos Hernandez,
Jeremy Knight.
And John Tenta.
we'll see you next week. You guys take care. Bye.